What's going on, y'all? We are about to turn every last Bills fan into an expert general manager tonight on the Post Podium Podcast. Let's go.
Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we about to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. Everyone sick, make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and Hit. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on, and welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes, and voice of the critical thinking fan on the Built in Buffalo Network. I am your co-host, Aramis.
That was a lot. You said a lot.
That was a lot.
And I'd be needing to turn my notifications off my phone because for some reason it's going to keep going and going and going and going. What's up, 40 Keys, y'all?
Okay. As you can see, we got a lot going on right now. Squeezed in a little bit of family time before the show, which was awesome. Got to talk to my brother here for about, 30 seconds?
All right.
Before we got to doing everything here. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. We got a ton of stuff to get to. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned because I have some criteria. There's 10 things that we know for sure based on what Brandon Beane has said himself that he looks for in these training camps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip every last person that's watching this show right now, live and after, to be able to look at these practices, look at what's going on in training camp, and know exactly what the GM is seeing and the head coach, because I'm sure he's got to have some idea of the same criteria as well.
Equip me, brother.
So
equip me.
So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But let's start with a little segment we always start the show with.
Yeah, no, we can't say how was your weekend.
No,
but it ain't happened yet.
It's the first Friday show we've had in a very long time. It feels like forever.
Y'all can tell I'm off kilter because I ain't got no water. I got this.
Oh, you finally showing people the bean juice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it right there. I don't call it coffee. I call it the dark bean juice. That's exactly what he's sipping right now. And what that is, can you tell the people what that is?
Yeah, it's a cold brew, not iced coffee. Cold brew.
No,
that
you
is?
got to explain. Yeah, where does that come from?
It comes from hell. It comes from hell. No, it's what it is they take the coffee, coarse ground coffee beans. They soak them for 2 days. This becomes a syrup. With that syrup, they add water, dilute the syrup. And here you go. It's like 3 times as strong as regular coffee, not as acidic, but it'll keep you going. See, normally I have one of these a day, and I'm glad this is a perfect segue. I didn't plan on, but I have one of these a day, right? And I usually have it 8:30, 9 o'clock. You know, I'll sneak away to go get my coffee before work really gets hot, or when Ken's in school, I take him to school and go right to Starbucks. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, they all know me by name. They know me by face. They know me by car. They know me by voice. They don't care. And so I go to Starbucks, and this lady, she starts chastising me. She's like, Keyshawn, what are you doing? This is not good for you, dude. I'm like, what? She's like, this ain't cute. You can't drink this all the time. She said, your blood is going to be cold, bro. I said, yes. She said, why do you drink so much? I said, don't you want to have a job? I said, don't you want to keep your job? What do you mean, why do I drink so much? If I don't buy these, nobody will come, and then you will not have a job. So it goes on to say, at the time, I said, guess what time I got off last night? She was like, what time? I said, 4 a.m. And she was like, and you're up now. I said, yeah, not only am I up, I'm working. Give me my coffee so I can go. She said, you got to do better. I said, do you want to marry me and like supply my lifestyle or something? Because I don't know if you can do it on Starbucks, but whatever. So this is what he calls sludge. We're both 42, but he's not grown enough to call this what it is, a lifesaver.
Not grown enough to call it what it is. You're damn right I'm not. You are way older than I am.
Yeah. Dog years.
That's a good one. You're going to keep holding on to that. All right. Yep. So the discombobulation of now doing our first Friday show in 2 months almost. 2 months. It was different. It was different, but it was a good challenge because one of the things that had been a challenge consistently before was, okay, you got 3 days to come up with as much content as much, intensity, as much energy as what you put out on a Monday.
You said energy.
I mean,
I was with you till you said that.
Okay. You got the bean juice. You should have a million times more energy than what I have right now. Stop, son. Stop. But I do have to say I like the challenge. I like being put in those positions of, back against the wall, and sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, but we pull it through and we make it happen. We make it happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So bro.
Yes, sir.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday
mm-hmm.
was literally spent planning for this entire weekend I got coming up. Okay. I am going to the movies on. Listen, I'm gonna say it, and I'm going to the movies Saturday morning. If y'all say anything about this movie,
and he talking about me being old, he going on Saturday morning to the movies.
Nah, because I have to. I'm gonna explain why. Don't stay with me now. Say that louder.
Stay with me now.
Pay attention. So I'm going to the movie Saturday morning to see Spider-Man, and I've been trying to get to the movie theater to see it. Earlier. I was actually going to see it the day it came out, but
you said earlier. I'm like, go ahead. I digress.
This whole show is going to be derailed by Keyshawn calling me old. No, but anyway, my daughter didn't want to go see it. So basically we were trying to find out, when they can go hang out with their grandma so that me and my wife can go check it out. So anyway, long story short, I'm going Saturday morning because Allie has an all-star softball game on Saturday afternoon with like right around 3-something, right? And so we got to get her there by about 3:45 or something like that, and she got to do the sign-in and everything. And then after that, we're gonna leave that at about 6. Something like that, 6 or 7.
I derailed him. Look at that. Look at God.
No, I gotta sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I lived. So somewhere between 6 and 7, we're leaving there because we got to get to the game Saturday night.
Oh yeah, I forgot you. Yeah.
Right. So that's not it. That's not all.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, I'm probably going to be spending the entire day trying to get as much of this analytics engine done as I possibly can, because now what I ended up doing to try and speed up the process, because this thing was talking about like, well, you can have a beta in like 3 months, but if you're going to do like a full-fledged version to push out there, it's probably going to be more like 8. No, we're not doing that. So I created a whole nother AI engineer to help me write the code for this thing. So it's going to cut the time by 75% just about, right? So that I can hear. So I'm spending most of Sunday doing that. And then Sunday evening, we have the PPP fantasy draft. So not only...
That's this weekend?
That is this Sunday. This Sunday. I'll give you the time. Yeah. Like you were last year? I'll be there.
No, you know what's funny about last year? Did I forget last year? But the year before that, I was driving back from Erie when we had it. Remember that?
Bro, you are never in any draft I've ever been in. You never participated in it.
I did.
Because
T was driving from Erie and I was in the passenger seat trying my hardest. I was in that boy. We were like in like Ripley, New York. I'm like, oh God, I ain't got a reception. Who'd I pick?
Yeah. So this coming Sunday, the 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you that are not in our time zone.
So you said Sunday at 6 p.m.
Yeah. It's only in the app or on the website.
No, I'm throwing it on my calendar.
Well, I mean,
I got to throw it on my calendar.
If you were anywhere near the app or the website, it would already be in your calendar. So that tells me you ain't been reading none of the notifications I put in the chat. You ain't been.
I'll tell you that.
You got no problem with that whatsoever.
James, I forgot I was even in that. Brother Ham, I mean, cuz Ham.
We really just be too busy. Really just be too busy. It's understandable completely.
But yeah, no, yeah. You know what? I forgot about the red and blue scrimmage that you're going to as part of your Saturday. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll give you a molecule of that. I'll give you a molecule of that.
What's a molecule?
A little bit of grace for going to Spider-Man in the morning.
Oh, for real? That's all I get?
A little bit.
But it's not even in the morning. It's what, 10:35, I think the movie is? Like, who's still asleep at 10:35?
Who's going to still be asleep at 2 o'clock?
I used to stay up all night and all day, literally.
Guarantee I'm taking a melatonin tonight. And whenever I wake up is when I wake up.
No, okay. This could just be me. This could just be me.
Mm-hmm.
But even on days where I sleep in, I'm still up before 8:30. I can't. It's again, it could just be me.
No,
I can't sleep in that late.
You're not abnormal because truth be told, when I first started working my first job 12 years ago, I was not a morning person. You know this. And we started at 8 o'clock. I had to get on the bus at like 7 and get down there. And after a month, she's like, you're going to get used to it. So stop complaining. Just do it. You get used to it. 12 years later, I work from home and I'm still late to work. All I got to do is go from the bedroom to the kitchen. I'm still late. Don't care. I'll make it. I got to log in at 8 o'clock. Can't do it. Sidetracked. So no, the morning is never going to be for me, but no, you are. Yeah. J-Ham is my ally. He forgot about the draft like me. He said, that's still the morning. He said, that's how I know you're old. You can't sleep in there.
What does that have to do with it? Okay, you know what? Hold on. J-Ham, what is happening right now, bro? I thought we was right here, and now every single time I turn around, this man is checking me in the chat. He's checking me on the live. I can't do nothing in front of this dude.
Every time I turn around.
I'm like, yo, can I live? Please. Nope. I just want to do one thing without J-Ham coming around the corner like, you know you messed up on that, right? Like, what? Damn, bro. Golly. For those of you that don't know, this is what J-Ham said. This is what we're reacting to right now. This is unbelievable.
I love it. But see, this is the thing about Discord. When you guys don't understand Discord, you get this. You get Dorothy. You get a lot of stuff that you don't get on this show. Then it's not that we're hiding it from you. It's just that freaks come out at night, I guess. You know, when you get in that Discord, your fingers start going, you get a little, because we're comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, it's all love. We're comfortable with each other. We razz each other. We got Slim Nady up there. I don't think he's in here yet, but
yeah,
is he in here? Okay. Oh, there he is. Yep. And Sandra, yeah. No, I made a conscious effort to not wear hats and do-rags because my mom told me I look like a slob. So that's the story behind that. Also, in serious news, before we go any further, I'm going to do a PPP-a-thon. This is going to be, I have a good feeling. If we do this show just right, we can get 5 subs. I want my phone to tell me we got one with the letter K after it before I walk out of here today. The number 1 with the letter K.
Where we at right now?
955.
955. Bro?
We can get 5. Wow. For my birthday.
Okay. Yeah,
it's not my birthday, but if it was, if you wanted to get me something for free, 5 people that ain't hit the button yet. Let me just see.
We got a little clapper over there we can get going.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We got some.
Just see it. I want to be like nice. 1K. I want to go to bed and say, you know what? My show got 1,000 subs.
Yeah, I might shed a tear. Man,
I'd be. No, I'm not going to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Wherever I'm going tomorrow, because I don't remember what I'm doing, because I guess I'm old too. I am going to 995.
995. Okay, There you go. Sorry. Thanks, Mark.
Oh, did you say 955?
I think I might have. You might have. I don't
know. Well, my math would have been like Common Core or something. But I mean, hey, Kirk, if you can do math. You can get recruit 5 people from your sound to keep stopping the show. Because I'm gonna keep checking. I'm praying. I'm hoping.
I think we can do it. I think we can. We're getting close. Okay. June 7th of 2023 is when we launched the channel. I don't even think we did the first show until a few weeks after that, though.
Yeah, we didn't do the first show, and then we didn't post the first show for a week or so after that.
Well, I think. So the first one that we did was kind of like messed up. We didn't get the audio on it or something like that. We had to redo it. Wasn't it something like that?
I don't know. I think you were waiting. You were trying to do a bigger launch, so you wanted to get a couple of shows under our belt because we were doing tape recordings.
Oh yeah, we did. We did some practice.
And we were just going on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And I remember after leaving here that first day, yo, I went to Whole Foods like, yo, we just did a show. Nobody's gonna watch it, but we did a show. I think I watched like 3 times. I was like, wow, I'm on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had like 4 subs. It was me, Ken, T, and you.
You remember the text messages we were sending? 8 views.
Yep.
No, we got 8 views.
We almost got double-digit views. We were so proud. And I'm still proud. But,
yeah, still.
Oh, yeah.
What are the jewels? What? Thank you, Joey. Thank you. Can somebody explain to me the jewels? I don't know. Listen, save whatever. I don't know what that means.
Nah, if they get us those five subs, I'm taking jewels.
Of course. Save your jewels. Cover your jewels, people. Don't send them at us. Don't throw them here. We can't do nothing with them. Say, cover your jewels. All right. Let's get something cracking. I think we got enough people in here by now. 5:47. Yeah. Let's get it cracking. So really quick. Is it just me, or what? Okay, I don't
think we did now.
Thank you, Laura. I
don't think we have to. Let me see what it looks like on the other side, because I don't think you
Laura
have to say anything.
I just asked people to cover their jewels, and you sending me 10 more
crown jewels.
What am I supposed to do with these? I have no idea what they are.
I think you just let it ride.
Okay. No. Here's what I'm going to do. People, save your jewels. Save them. Save your jewels. Okay.
Protect your jewels.
2 hours to get through this stuff, and if I'm stopping every 3 seconds for a horn and jewels, we're never going to be able to do a show.
I never said tell Dalton Kincaid about his jewels. I guess his jewels are the most toughest thing on his body. He got hit in the kids with a knee, and he got up fine from that. The knee kept him up for a whole year. He can't perform there, but I got hit in the nuts. But you see that guy's knee? He's hurting. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
Okay. Is it me or is literally everybody who is in front of a camera and a microphone talking about the Buffalo Bills using the word objective in their language now?
I'm sure. I mean, I listen to like nobody anymore, so yeah. WGR, and that's about it. But yeah.
Now, you know who sent me a video today? Dan, the young man that used to help us produce the show. Yeah. Very, very cool, informative video about some of the negotiation stuff that went on during the stadium negotiation. But that got me thinking, like, even at that point in time when he was with us on the show, which was what, 4 or 5 months ago, 4 months ago, somewhere around there. Even at that point, there was still this wall that our show was stuck behind, where, people were telling us, we were super negative and cynical and this and that and the other thing. And it's like now, like, everybody's trying to have, a realistic, grounded, there's a young man on YouTube. I think it's Julian Lucas or something like that. Now he's starting to say it. I'm hearing, you know what I mean? It's just weird, because it's like we come out and we've been saying this since 3 years ago.
Sacrificial lamb.
Right. And now that's like in everybody's language. So I mean, to me,
it's funny because I like going back to our first show, whenever it was again, thinking how much anxiety I had with doing the show that was bucking the system of Locked On Bills, bucking the system of Talking Buffalo, bucking the system of all the things that I thought I was hearing. The Bills Mafia as a whole, I thought we were going to be public enemy number one doing this show. And I walked into this like, okay, I'll die on the cross, whatever. You my guy. Yeah, we're going together. But as soon as we did it, some people started to watch it a little bit, and then the viewership started to grow, and then we got subs, and now we're talking about 1,000 subs. It's like, okay, now people are rocking with us. Even if you don't like what we're saying, and that's how I feel about a lot of podcasts. I don't like what you're saying, but I respect it, and I hear you, and I internalize and think about what you're saying and how I react to it. And that's why I started the show with you, because I'm like, well, I can't react to GR. I can't react to these other podcasts. I don't agree with it. It gets on my nerves, but I need a voice.
Yeah.
So when you said we'll do this show to be the voice of the people, the objective fan, or whatever the case may be, when we started, whatever our punchline was, because the all salt, no, the all sodium,
that didn't
whatever,
start right
that
away.
wasn't right away.
Yeah.
This was kind of wasn't that tongue in cheek? Somebody said something in the comment. You said, "Ain't no salt. It's all true. No sodium," and then it kind of took off.
That's when it clicked. Yep.
So like we didn't come into this with any punch. Go watch our old shows. It started with like getting copyright strikes because we were trying to get music. We had a thing of graphics, and then we came and we're like,
yeah.
I had I had a monitor. You didn't have a monitor. It was weird. So it's like. None of this stuff was so. If you stay with us for 3 years, whatever the case may be, you'll see the transition, the elevation of Post Podium Podcast, and believing in my brother over here, especially, who does all the thumbnails and does all the setup and does all the thought process behind the show. It's a different appreciation for what the show is. Even if you don't like everything we're saying, that's why 1,000 subs is good, because we'll listen to you, even if you're like, you guys are off the mark completely. And we'll entertain it, and we'll allow you to say these things without getting butthurt about it. There's only been we've only blocked one person, I think, and that's it. And everybody that comments on our show doesn't like what we say, and we see it, we hear it, and we'll talk to you about it. And that's the beautiful thing about this show. We're not defensive. But no, going back to thinking about the elevation or the graduation of how this show has come. You're going to the thing tomorrow. You're talking about doing some sort of content from the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that we didn't even think about back when. We didn't think about taking the show to the streets. We just talked about being here and how can we do this together and get out of the house for a minute. So I'm happy, and I'm excited about the future of the show and where this is going to go, and so I think that's where I park with that. I just had to get that off my chest real quick, because you're doing an excellent job, my friend.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Shout out to 40 Keys first off, because the man is a copyright genius when it comes to just on the spot talking about our sponsors and the companies that help support what we do here, and that's something like, those of you that have been watching the show for a while, you watch me struggle with that stuff at the end of each podcast, and he just completely took that over and started rocking with it. And then first, before all of that though, I remember there was a point in time where we had talked about starting a podcast, and that ended up not going anywhere. And I think part of it was I had bought the equipment and stuff like that, but then at that point it was like right before COVID hit, and so we were just kind of like just nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then coming into the realization of where I envision this show going, like even this now is it's happening faster than I thought it would. I really thought it would take us about 5 years to get to this place.
Yeah.
So all of that is to say, especially the people like Vu who show up and say, who we on today. That's a regular thing. Like, yep. Vu's been with us for what, a couple of years now?
If I don't see that, I'm like, is he okay?
Right. So there's a very, very consistent, very, big and very, gracious family that we've been blessed to become a part of within Bills Mafia, to get to this place. And for this to be the first Friday show of the 2026 season, it's a very big deal for us. And I guess, taking a minute to do two things. First and foremost, acknowledge, the impact that you all have had on us, and then be able to acknowledge the impact that this show has had on not just the fans, but the landscape of Bills podcasting in general.
Right.
And that's really why I brought that stuff up, because it's, we went from, and let me say this, for those of you who are familiar with, being behind a camera and a microphone and putting content out in any way, shape, or form, the worst thing for a content creator is no reaction at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting no reaction, no views, no comments, that's the worst place to be. So for us to have gotten to this place now where we have the Discord chat and we have the Fantasy Football League and we're now part of the Built in Buffalo Network and all of the different, people that we've gotten to work with within the business, like it's eye-opening.
Right.
It's very eye-opening because where regular media is nowadays, they're all tapping into us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're tapping us on the shoulder. And from Cover One was just on with homegirl from ESPN. Yeah, Mina Kimes. So what's the next step from there? Well, the longer we're doing this, the more we grow, the more, the more we begin to transition into, more of a nationally accepted role.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's huge for Bills podcasters, Bills fans in general, because our team is at that place as a franchise where we deserve that kind of recognition.
Right.
And then for the fans and the podcasters to now get some of that recognition on top of that, I think that speaks to the spirit of Buffalo in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, like that's where the city holds its strength. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's part of the reason why I get mad at the Bills for some of the things that they do, because it kind of undermines the fans in some ways, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just taking this first Friday of the 2026, season to just be thankful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I concur because, full disclosure, I'm drinking coffee because my body's not used to not getting that nap between jobs now on Friday. So
yeah.
He's like, you all right? I'm like, I'm feeling a little blah, stomach a little off, head's a little. She's like, call in. I'm like, to the show? She's like, just go to sleep. I'm like,
no. You specifically can't do that. You know why? Because she don't let you live when you calling in from the house. She be taking up the internet. You be cutting out every 30 seconds.
Gone.
Right. And then we can't get you back for another 10 minutes.
That's it. But yeah, no. So I mean, that's like who was it? D said, don't forget about us non-mafia fans. I'm like, no, and the funny thing is, and you guys know, I don't classify myself as part of mafia. You don't see anything around here that says mafia. We're Bills fans. Obviously we accept anybody who wants to talk about the Bills in any way, shape, or form. Yep. You can razz them if you want. We can trash. So when the season starts, you're going to see people calling and from other teams. And that's where we know. Last year we saw, 2, 3, 4 different teams, fans were watching our show to trash talk. You don't get that by having 12 views. You get that by why these guys have 500 views? Why these guys they've been around for 3 years? Whoa. Let's go in there and see what we can do to them. So that's when they start coming in. That tells you, and you got people like Weston, you got people like D, and from other teams that watch us religiously, and they follow the Bills, maybe heavily, maybe not, but they like to talk to us. They like to talk that jive to us, whatever. We got Ravens fans who are going to show up, and we expect them. We know this, but that's the beautiful thing about this show. It's all inclusive. Everybody can watch. It's not like, get out of here. I don't care. It's about fun. It's about maybe I can learn something from you.
Yeah.
So I think that also was one of the big things about this show. Yeah, go ahead with it.
Yeah. Shout out to Marcus. Where is it? Salute fellas in the chat. Thank you very much for the super chat there, bro. Joey says, congratulations on your first Friday show of the season. Would you like a cookie?
Is it from the Double Tree?
Yes, you're right. I was just gonna say yes. That's why we're saying it, so that you can send us a cookie.
I don't want a cookie. I want 5 subs. No. Jennifer Frederick. I don't know. Do we see this name before?
No, no, we did not. There's one more.
Right,
there's one more person. There's one more person. Guy Colson. We're gonna address that question in just 1 second, but we have a disclaimer for Jennifer and for Guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the way things work on the Post Podium podcast here. But I'll let you in on a little secret. And I get a little emotional when I say this.
Yeah, me too. I get scared sometimes too.
Okay. So you know how in gangs, you get jumped in and jumped out, and you blood in, blood out, and they throw up the gang signs and all that kind of stuff.
Gang.
We don't do that.
Nah.
We don't do that. We are more like we are more mafia like, where you've done us the favor of coming into the chat and asking us a question or commenting to say hi or whatever the case is, and you didn't realize that the door's shut behind you, and both of my bouncers have now stepped in front of the door.
They're bigger than me.
Which is big. His key is 6'6", 280, 290. Yeah. So imagine guys bigger than that standing behind you right now, preventing you from leaving this family right here. Right. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the family. And don't you ever try to leave us.
Nope.
Cause I'll find you. I didn't say that, he did. All right. So let's answer Guy's question.
Yes.
And hi Jen. I hope you're doing okay wherever you are. Guy says Josh Palmer big role this year, maybe. What did you think about the clip you saw of him running that route against IGB?
Okay, this is my disclaimer. I'm glad you asked that.
Here it comes.
Everybody asks me for highlights of who's doing what, I don't care. And it's not the question, but what I'm saying is, listen, okay, case in point, did you hear Jim Leonard yesterday what he said?
No.
Everybody was going ooh and ah about what? One thing from DJ Moore. What is that? People, say it with me. The catch over 3 defenders.
Yeah.
Jim Leonard's like, man, great throw. I mean, he put it right in there. He said, it's training camp.
Yeah.
He said, that's our guys. But I can tell you, by any means necessary, if that was another team, that ball would hit the ground. My guys know better. He said, I told them, don't hurt yourself and don't hurt DJ. So when that ball went up, you saw them. They were all like, they were running with him, but they weren't trying to make a play on the ball. So why do I say that? Why do fights happen at training camp? Because some guys don't get the memo. Some guys are like, I'm about to make a name for myself, IGB. When he ended up in a squabble with Josh Palmer, he ends up in a squabble with whatever. He's getting toasted by Keon and DJs and this. But to me, a lot of this is just for show for the fans. It's a lot of it is just the coaches are not really learning much from this. They're learning a lot of the study habits. They're learning a lot of the meeting habits, the how they take care of their bodies, the nutrition, all that stuff. But the stuff on the field is 90 minutes. 90 minutes of oohs and ahs and wows. But when you ask me about the play of Josh Palmer in particular, he's an NFL player to me. So I expect that. You see Keon. Keon's going to snatching balls from the air and running routes, and they're saying he's quicker. But guess what? Keon was a training camp darling the last 2 years too, was he not? This guy's going to be huge. No, maybe not. They're going out there to, like today, he had that weird drop play thing, Keon. They were doing a hook and ladder. Mm-hmm. He's not doing a hook and ladder. It's not going to happen. So you can't cut as a stupid play and drop to second, third. Yeah. So, when you're talking about Josh Palmer's and that third, I expect him to make the catch. I expect him to run a slant. I expect him to do the things that you saw him do, because he's been in the league, 5 years now, something like that?
Palmer? Yeah.
Is it 4 years, 5 years?
I think this is 6 for him.
6, okay. Yeah. All right, I'm about to say it's not 2. I know that much.
No. Actually, no, this might be 5. You might be right. Okay. You might be right. Yeah. So, okay. So I would say this too. And you kind of reminded me of a thought I had on Keon too. But as far as Palmer goes, the thing that troubles me is when you see him run his route against IGB, and this is just from a technical standpoint, I didn't like how can I say this? I didn't like how easy it was to read his cut. Mm-hmm. And listen, it's training camp. We don't have to love everything we see. We don't have to hate everything we see. But it kind of refreshes the memory on who Josh Palmer is exactly, and what his skill set is, and what Joe Brady's going to need to do to accentuate these receivers, right? And now I'm not saying this from a cynical standpoint. I'm strictly saying this from a clear-cut X's and O's, informational standpoint. Okay. Josh Palmer is a good route runner, but he's not good enough to where the scheme doesn't need to assist him. Okay, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that again. Josh Palmer is a good route runner, but not good enough to where the scheme does not need to assist him. What I mean by that is you can take DJ Moore and put him in any scheme and he can win. Right? Yeah. He has a skill set that is very scheme diverse. Not every receiver that we have is like that. Keon Coleman is another one that is not scheme diverse.
Right.
He needs a scheme to help his skill set.
Yep.
Khalil Shakir might be the second most scheme diverse player that we have at the position. And then I think I might put Skylar Bell as a number 3.
Skylar Bell is interesting because Skylar Bell is appearing what we saw in college. Well, what I saw against UB. Skylar Bell is an intermediate threat. Skylar Bell is a route runner, but he can't track the ball, which I knew already.
Yeah.
Which for people that watched, did you play high school wide receiver, college wide receiver, NFL wide receiver, where you say, he didn't, you know how hard it is to track a ball? I mean, maybe it's just me.
It's not.
But a deep ball, I'm like, and then all of a sudden it starts to like pass. You're like,
nope.
I mean, I can't do it.
That's why I went to safety.
Yeah, I can't do it. So it's like, like when you watch what he does on tape, you're like, okay, he's got it. But then you see him at training camp, like he ain't got it. He looks lost. No, he doesn't. He just can't do this thing, which he can't do.
Yeah.
So how do you mitigate that? How do you get around that? And that's Joe Brady and Pete Carmichael's. That's what they have to do.
Yeah. So, to kind of finish off the Palmer point, I think what I'm hoping is going to happen is that Palmer is the beneficiary of the coverage attention to Shakir, Moore, and Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if those 3 guys can stay healthy, Palmer ends up being a really, really like better than a Gabe Davis level value as the number 4 receiver on that offense. Right. And
by receiver, he means pass catcher. Don't.
Yes, I'm sorry. I should say pass catcher.
I knew what you meant, but I know what do you mean? Who's getting on your 3?
So,
hold on.
I guess when I was saying that, I was thinking of back when we had Diggs, Beasley, and
Brown or
Diggs, Beasley, and Brown and Knox.
Yeah.
Because I think Knox came in. That was his second year when that might have been his second year when we had those 3 receivers, right?
Yeah, because he came in 19.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was thinking about in terms of, Palmer's value. I want to temper people's expectation of his performance this season because as an outside receiver, he may not be going up against the number 1 corners in the NFL like he was last year, so he may get open more. But I don't want people to read into that and say, oh, well, last year's an aberration. He was just hurt. He had plenty of opportunities in LA when Keenan Allen got hurt and other guys went down. And he was literally their number 1 wide receiver for almost a whole season because of all the other injuries that took place on that offense. And even in all that, still an 800-yard, 6-touchdown receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm not saying he can't beat that. But I want to make sure that we understand contextually that if he does become a more productive receiver this season, we look at that and say, okay, good job, Joe Brady, for building the offense the way that he did. Good job, Brandon Beane, for building the offense the way that he did, so that all of these receivers kind of create space for one another. Right. And I'll be willing to, those of you that have been watching us and seen our criticisms on Brandon Beane, I would be willing to give Brandon Beane credit for that. That guy right there. That guy.
And just speaking of which, Tommy's in the building. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, my bad. What's up, Tommy? Oh yeah, no, yeah. I hope your move went smooth and everything like that, because I know you didn't do a show Monday. Yeah, and I explained the hat. Mom said it was a better look for me going forward, so I'm going to show the nugget a little more often. So that means I got to cut my hair, I guess, or whatever. Yeah. Joey, I work at a DOT job, so I can't even partake in the infused cookies. So maybe in a couple of years, I'll take you up on the offer.
Oh, snap. Nate said big keys with no cap on is like Tommy doing his show without the shades.
Tommy's like, nope.
Yeah, Tommy ain't doing that.
Tommy's like, I don't care what you heard. I'm not taking my shades off.
Yeah. Roy said Palmer, a good wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, overpaid though.
And that's what he would be in Buffalo because Shakir's number 2.
Right. And I think that was, let me say this. I was one of the people that wanted Palmer on the team the year he became a free agent because I thought he was a good value, a good route runner. But I also made sure to say very clearly, he can't be the only guy you bring in.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that he was. For whatever reason, if Brandon Beane was talking to somebody about a trade and couldn't get it done, or a player pulled out of a deal, it doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, Josh Palmer was the only receiver we brought in that season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll land on this point, and then we can move on to the Cybo thing because we got a lot of people asking about that.
You mean J-Ham?
No. Somebody else asked about that too.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
We're going to get to it. Hold your horses.
I'm purposefully ignoring J-Ham the rest of the show. No, I'm kidding. But I think the criticism for Josh Palmer needs to continue until he gives us a reason to believe otherwise. And the reason I say that is this is a new mentality for this team this season. And we'll get more into that later on in the show, but this is a new mentality for this team and these players. And I think they will thrive off of the criticism more so than they have before, more so than they've been allowed to before. And again, I'll explain what I mean later on in the show, but keep it going, because if that's what fuels these guys, if that's what gets them playing better and being more mad and practice and all that kind of stuff, hopefully that leads to bigger and better things for these guys using that chip on their shoulder, which every NFL player does to some degree, to fuel their fire, to get them to practice more or focus on fixing certain things about their game and just being better overall.
Yeah.
All right. The Cybo deal. Do I need to get the DEFCON alarm like set and ready? No, because to me it seems like another Brandon Beane special.
It is. Well, how do you mean? So
when you look at the running back deals that have been happening the past few days with Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson.
Now you're going to get the alarm out. You said running back triggered me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So the running back deals that have happened the past couple of days really put me in a position to say, man, Brandon Beane strikes again, getting another player under a decent deal years before the rest of his class and the rest of his, running mates get the big bucks, right? He did the same thing with Terrell Bernard. He did the same thing with Christian Benford. The year after Christian Benford did his deal, Derek Stingley and Pat Surtain get their deal, right? The year after, I forget who the pass rusher is, they got their deal, but the year after that, the year before that, Greg Rousseau gets his deal, right? So you see all these things kind of work out in the Bills' favor, but then a year later, these other guys who are, however you feel about them, doesn't matter. These guys are getting significantly more dollars in their bank accounts than what we're paying. Mm-hmm. And I'll say that the difference in ability and capability is enough to understand the difference in pay.
Yeah, I think Torrance, I understand. I actually think he actually made off like a fat cat. I don't know. I broke it down to actual money. So you're talking about 4 years at, was it $46 million? So it's the full contract with 4 years, 76, with 46 guaranteed. So that's
one second. Yeah. So real quick, the reason that I just realized I didn't connect them. So the reason I brought up the running back stuff with Cybo's deal is I don't think it's a coincidence that Cybo's deal gets done the day after Jahmyr Gibbs signs his deal. And literally the morning show was talking about yesterday, man, I wonder how James Cook is looking at this. I wonder if James Cook is going to hold in. I wonder if, you know what I'm saying?
What did Gibbs get? I didn't even see his number, I'll look it up. I didn't know he signed anything.
Yeah, so Jahmyr Gibbs signed a 3-year extension. Bijan Robinson got an extension. Yeah. But I really thought it was like, man, like this is weird timing that all these running backs are getting their money, and then now we decided to do the deal with Cybo. Like we only had $10 million in cap space. Mm-hmm. Like where'd they get this from? And where's the money for his contract? You know what I'm saying? They must have structured it so that it wouldn't fully kick in until next year. Cool, fine. But still, you got a guy that probably deserved it more than anybody on the team, because not only did he bet on himself, but he beat your expectations of the deal you gave him.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 years, 67.5 up to 75.75. So yeah, I have a lot of thoughts of that. Trust me. But no, going back to the Cybo point. I actually think it's a fair contract for him. I thought he left some things to be desired last year. You know, it wasn't his best year. It was a rough outing for him. So it wasn't like he was coming off of a dominant year. I would like to see what the offensive line, what their construct is going forward, because, you know, as you know, Comer's gone. So we have a whole new sheriff in town. We have possibly a new philosophy for the offensive line. Maybe he'll be better there. I know Spencer Brown is happy about it. And you know, I don't know, I forget who it was, had a list of potential Hall of Famers in lock, you know, got to do work. And Spencer Brown made the list as the James Cook level. So they're saying he's a Hall of Fame caliber player, but he's not there yet. So Spencer Brown's voice should be heard.
Yeah.
Connor McGovern, you know, say what you will about him, the Bills, they like him and they value his opinion. They value him as a player and a person. So if he says I like Cybo, and Deion Dawkins says like Cybo, it tells me, you know, he has value on that line. I do think that, you know, the contract that came out today, the other guard, that the 4-year $100 million, that was way out of the stratosphere of Cybo. You know, he has become a better pass blocker. He has be more two-dimensional in an offense that doesn't have either a zone facing or gap facing running scheme.
Yeah.
You know, so I think to solidify him on this line as a young guard, a guy that they drafted, that they're developing and in their system, I do like it. I like the numbers that they gave him too, because he's locked in for 11 and some change with the potential to make, you know, what is it, almost 18 or so million, which is about right for me, I think.
I got to be honest, I didn't really have an issue with paying him. I think it's more so of when they paid him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It didn't seem like the time to do it. I would have waited to see how he developed in the pass game. And maybe he gets the deal because of what he showed in training camp. But again, it's training camp. I still wouldn't have wanted my GM to pay a guy during training camp when he hasn't really shown you exactly what you said. Can he be enough of a pass blocker in what I believe is going to be a more pass-heavy offense this season, to be quite honest? I don't think Deion Dawkins loses the weight that he does only because he felt like he looked sloppy.
Can we talk about that?
Sure. I think there's a very shallow reason for that.
No, we go back. What is the evidence that Deion Dawkins lost all this weight? We've seen him without his shirt on. We've seen him in pads now, and he looks the same to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if he feels better, good. I didn't need him to lose weight. I just need him to feel better about whatever skin he was in. But to say, somebody lost 30 pounds, 40 pounds, no, I don't think you did.
I don't know if I can agree 100% with you on that, because I get what you're saying. Like, I still remember watching him walk through the Galleria Mall when he first got here. And like me and you was at the at the food court.
At the bounce place, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw him just walking through, just,
He's just calves. He's like all calves. Like, how?
But I do think he slimmed down a little bit. Last year he was noticeably big. He's noticeably sloppy.
But see, this is the thing though. When we talked about it when we were at the Galleria, I said he don't look like that in pads. Remember, I said that. I was like, he looks a lot bigger in pads than in person. So I was like, I know what you're saying, but I'm looking like
yeah, he doesn't look the 6'4" and 300 something in person.
Right.
Like my cousin is 6'4", 250, and you know what I mean? Like I've seen what that looks like.
It's not that.
No. But literally everybody who isn't your height and your size is small anyway. So there's no point arguing with you about that.
Well, Laura says he does not look the same. Okay. I mean, I don't know how far we're going with that, but I don't see like this 45-pound difference, because you got to think unless he was severely lying to us last year, he was already listed with 330 or something like that.
I think it was 320, 6'4", 320.
Yeah, so if he lost 30, 40 pounds, he's not even 300 pounds, which is a lie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, yeah, I mean, if we're going 10 pounds, cool. But like J. Ham said, yeah, he was big as hell last year. No, but think about it. Go back and look at him He was bigger last year because he didn't tuck his shirt in and that stuff. But before that, when I saw him in person, I'm like, okay, he's not the biggest person I've ever seen. And I'm not going to go back into tie and stick and all that stuff. But, I know what you guys see on TV because I see it. And for 10 years, I've been like, how? You look like that there, but you don't look like that here in real life. I don't get it. No, you didn't say 30, 40. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's the same thing I heard. I heard like 45 pounds or something like that.
And I'm like,
yeah, it didn't make sense.
10, cool.
Yeah.
15, cool, but nah.
Yeah. And I mean, somebody could have just been, being facetious or just purposely being, ridiculous. But I mean, look, I think both things speak to an underlying issue for me, which is you're still as a general manager, you're still not really sure what your identity is, because you just gave the bag to a primarily run blocking guard in what's supposed to be a more pass heavy system that will still run the ball, of course. You know what I mean? It's Sean Payton's system essentially, with some whatever adjustments that Joe Brady's making to it, which is why he brought Pete Carmichael in to help him reinforce this offensive scheme. But the other stalwart guy on your offensive line is now getting lighter, which, let's be honest, he's going to have to be a lot more technically sound this year in the run game if he's going to consistently do what he did as far as moving men last year. So what are you really like? What are you investing in really? You know what I mean? Are you planning on trading Dion? Is that why he's losing weight and getting into better shape? Is he planning on going somewhere? Like, it just raises a lot of questions on what's the identity of the offense. Are you gonna stay run heavy? Okay, well, Cybo would have made a lot of sense being paid last year if you realize, man, this dude is damn good in the run game. We know we're gonna keep running the ball like this. Sign him. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't have been ridiculous after 2 years anyway, because I think didn't Stingley get some kind of extension, or there was one rookie that got like an extension like 3 years in and still had 2 years on his contract, which is unheard of. It might have been Stingley, it might have been Surtain, it might have been one of these young players. So it's not unheard of that an NFL player can get his deal early if he earns it. And I think Cybo has been nothing but great in the run game, since he's been here. Yeah. But again, that much money, what's that money taking away from in terms of being able to develop your defense, maybe sign better players, maybe be able to, pay another receiver, at the midpoint of the season if you needed to, you know what I'm saying, just to bolster your offense. Like, I'll bring it back to this. The Commanders signed Stephon Diggs. He gets to line up across from Terry McLaurin. Who's your defense focusing on? You know what I mean? Like, Terry McLaurin can burn you deep, right? So you got to keep bracket coverage over him. All right, well, who's going to cover Diggs one-on-one? He can route run with the best of them. I've seen him do Jalen Ramsey nasty at the peak of Jalen Ramsey's career, right? So we know he can get open.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the calling card,
right? So I'm looking at, okay, the Bills have.
Dang, Sean. Well then,
well, Sean's definitely now part of the PPP family. Thank you very much, Sean. You're in. I don't care what you need. You let me know. I got you. I got you. You're in the family.
You're in.
That's
initiation complete.
But again, like that's kind of what raises the questions for me, is like, you see the Commanders even this late in the season seeing like, okay, Terry McLaurin is not enough. Yeah, he's a number one. Yeah, he's a great receiver, but we need somebody else on the other side to help him. Otherwise, people are just going to take him out. And then what's that going to do for our young quarterback? Right? Even when we brought Diggs here, we still had Beasley. We still had John Brown here. Like, that all happened at the same time. I just, to me, it gets lost on me, the logic behind these moves. It's almost, and this is why I made the correlation with the running back contracts, because it really, to me, it comes off as, I don't want any more conversation or attention on James Cook and how much money he should be holding out for. Let's go ahead and give Cybo his deal so that now the news coverage and the stories are surrounded around this guard that gets paid, which I know is going to now trigger the Titans because they were probably waiting on us because, GMs do talk to each other.
Sometimes.
Right? They're waiting on us to get this deal with Cybo to now they can sign their guy. Now there's two totally different news cycles that we got out there now. Now we ain't even talking about running backs today. What are we talking about? We talking about Cybo's deal, right? That's what we started talking about, right? We didn't start the show off talking about James Cook, right? So
I almost wore the shirt though. I thought about it.
But to me, that seems like more of the point of doing this deal today. And like I said before, I don't think this stuff happens for no reason. I really don't. Let's get to a few comments here. You're only contract eligible in year 3. Yeah, that's what I think that's what I said. What did I say? Year 2. I'm sure I said year 3 in there too. See, so. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I just ignore J-Ham.
No, Boo. Who's what we on? Yours.
Right. Boo. You ain't even got to say nothing, bro. You can just sit back and relax. J-Ham took your job, man. Took your job. Tommy loves the signing. Whoa, Sankey.
It's Sankey. What do you expect?
Listen, I understand the DeMar Hamlin hate. I get that. But Jalen Ramsey?
He gonna hit you in the kids anytime. It don't matter what you like. He like, oh, they like that? Trigger it. Sankey like, trigger it. Like, yo, this is a good sign. Nah, it's trash. Just trigger it.
Gosh, you know what that reminds me of? Do you remember when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings that one time and we was leaving out and it was like the WrestleMania or whatever it was supposed to come on TV, and this one dude was walking in. He's like, "Did the matches start yet?" I was like, "Nah, but they just announced the John Cena sex tape that just came out," and he was heartbroken, bro. Like he was like, he thought I was for real, and I was literally like, I was like, "Yeah, man, it's bad." Like they talking about it, like he ain't even in the show no more, bro.
I forgot about that. Yes, I do remember now.
Kicked him out. The dude was like standing there, just like reading my face, trying to see if I was joking.
Is he joking?
After about 30 seconds, he was like, "No way."
He was stuck.
Like, yeah, man, a whole sex scandal and everything, bro. It's notorious. It's crazy.
Over for him. It's gone.
That's what it reminds me of. That's Senke. Senke is going to see through to the heart of a person and what they truly want, and then stomp on it. That's what he does.
Oh, y'all like. Yeah. Let's bring that back down some. Yeah. So Joey Hatch says that they said Deion Dawkins was above 400 pounds last year. If that's the case, and they let him on the field, that's nuts.
There's no way that's real.
He couldn't have been.
There's no way he plays at 6'4", 400 pounds.
Because look at Desmond Watson.
Knees, right.
Yeah, Desmond Watson was about the size of, they're not the same size at all.
No, there's no way. No, 320, I believe. 320, I definitely believe.
Yes.
So your thoughts on James Cook, right? Because I know you said the running back deal. Like,
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
You know, everybody's talking about Bijan and Cook and Gibbs. This is before Gibbs signed, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, Bijan, he's the number one guy. Okay. So he's getting paid twice as much as James Cook. But then you got, I think it was Senke even. He said, maybe it was J-Ham, because J-Ham be making sense sometimes, even though you're on the outs with him right now.
No, he's on the outs with me. It's the other way around. Like I never had a problem with J-Ham. Like, yo, that's cuz. Okay.
Chicken, meat, egg, I guess. No. But they're like, well, Cook is I take him over Jahmyr Gibbs, because Gibbs had Montgomery.
Yeah.
And well, let's see what he gets. Oh, he gets 25 mil potential too. While James Cook went at 15 mil and they gave him 11 mil. Now people are like, oh well, he shouldn't have signed it. Well, if you want to be in Buffalo, he liked where he was. Of course, he's gonna sign it. I'm not mad for him, but I'm like, yo. We didn't know he was going to be the leading rusher. Does it matter? So he's 19th in running back wages right now. 19th.
That's crazy.
And that's in 2026. Next year he jumps up to a mighty 11. A mighty 11. Well, in fantasy world, Roy, cover your ears because I'm going to say this for 45 seconds. In fantasy world, some people got him going number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
That means that people think he's the best running back in the league right now. And they think with Brady and Carmichael throwing the ball, he might actually take another step.
Because he's going to get some catches.
He's going to get some catches too. So now on top of the 11 mil that you got lowballed on, you wanted 15, they gave you 11 and some change. You got to look at two guys who you're pretty much in the same tier of, and you're not even saying I got my 15. If you would have got what he asked for, the 15, and they got 25, like, bet. But he had to hold in. He had to basically threaten the league in Buffalo to get lowball.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool, and if you like it, I love it. But the point is, this is Beane again, and this is not a slight on Beane because he gets it done. He got Terrell Bernard, he got Greg Rousseau, he got now Osiris Torrance, he got James Cook, he's got Josh Allen restructuring from here into the end of oblivion. He's getting it done. So I'm not going to knock him for it, but it's like, what happens when somebody comes and says, nah, not me. Nah, because I can tell you right now, what we saw in 2024 or 2025, that rookie class, they different. They don't like blue cheese and wings. Deion Walker told you this.
Yep.
Why do I bring this up? Because I was watching a small interview with Skylar Bell. And he's kind of going back to the old way that the guy asked him, so when you get your wings, you get your blue. He's like, I don't like blue cheese. But, I ain't had it here yet. I got to try it. Because, they say I should go. No, Deion Walker's like, that blue cheese, I don't really want that. TJ Sanders, he in between a whole bunch of expletives, in the little segments, man, whatever. Give me my ranch. But that tells you that to me, it says I'm not the prototypical Buffalo Bills team guy. So if they become, Roy, his contract number, James Cook's contract number, or what are you talking about?
He wants to know what it is compared to what Bijan got.
Oh, he's like I said, he's I think 19th in the league in cap hit this year.
He's talking about guaranteed money though.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. But lost my train of thought. No. Oh yeah. When you get Deion Walkers, when you get, I'm thinking about him in particular because he wasn't the kind of agreeable guy that to me pushes the company line. I think when you get those kind of players, CJ Gardner-Johnson's, if he plays like we expected him to play this year, if he keeps his nose clean this year and can re-sign, we want to give you $4 million. He's like, are you serious right now? I just made a whole season with you guys. Never got suspended. Nothing ever happened. No, I cleaned my name for a year. I can do better than that. Well, we gave you a chance. I don't give a damn about your chance. I'm going to go get my money. And that's what I'm worried about. And Roy, true, it's not. But if you don't like it, just say you don't like it.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead. You find it?
Yeah. So Bijan got 51 million guaranteed. Jahmyr Gibbs got more. He got 51.5 million in guarantees. James Cook currently sits at 28.8 million in guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's cold outside.
Very cold outside.
It's cold outside.
Very cold outside.
I look, when Brandon Beane makes these kind of deals, we put the sunglasses on him, like 4 or 5 years in a row. Right? We put the sunglasses on him like 4 or 5 years in a row because of deals like this.
Wait a minute. I just thought about it. Ain't nothing wrong with Tommy's eyes. Brandon Beane old. He's paying tribute to Brandon Beane every show. That's what he's doing. Tommy, you thought you had me. You thought you got me. You didn't.
Ain't no other reason than you trying to be like Brandon Beane. That's what it came down to.
Now that we figured that out, thank God.
But I truly think that, and I thought this when all of these deals were happening, it's almost too perfect of timing for Brandon Beane. You make these deals a year before all of the other, players at their positions that are really good get their deals. And here's why you do that. You do that to avoid the cascade that happens when players in the draft get their deals, right? Well, we need to see what this rookie got so that we can know where to slot in with our guy. Well, instead of waiting until Derek Stingley gets his contract and waiting until Bijan Robinson gets 51 million in guaranteed and then look at the stats and say, oh my God, James Cook led the league in rushing yards last season. What am I going to have to do now? Because he was the rushing leader. He holds the rushing title over Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. and Bijan and Jameer both just got $51 million guaranteed. What am I gonna have to pay my guy?
The thing that kills me about James Cook, especially, is that he was in the top 10 in yards per carry every year.
Yeah,
he's a starter. And the only reason he didn't lead the league in rushing his rookie year because he didn't qualify.
He didn't rush enough.
He didn't have enough rushes to lead the league in yards per carry his rookie year. So, I mean, it's like you didn't know what he was going to do. It doesn't matter. I didn't ask for him to be the top paid running back. But the man say I want 15 and you see the potential, give him it. Because you look, like I said, when he got signed, I said next year it's gonna be nominal. I said this.
Yep.
You know, I said next year, I said we're talking about 15 now, but what is it next year? 25, 22. I think I said like 22. Because I knew who was coming up, and you knew where they were valued. So, what happens when somebody's like, I don't care about your contract situation. I care about mine. I care about what I got going on. Team's not first, because those are the star players, and I think those are the players that they vet before they draft them. Those are the players that they vet before they sign them. You know, where's your head at? And C.J. Gardner-Johnson reminds me of my cousin so much. He reminds me of my cousin so much, but I love my cousin and I'm comfortable with my cousin. But every time they have C.J. Gardner-Johnson on TV or you know, any soundbite or whatever about him, I cringe, not because it's off-putting, but because I'm like, how do the Bills feel about this one? How does the media feel about this? How do the fans feel about what he just said? You know, because he's a human.
Yeah. And
unlike what we've seen in years past, he speaks his mind unadulterated. You know, Sal Capaccio asked him about Houston Texans. Like, yeah, you kind of pissed me off with that one. So I was like, he don't know. It's a good thing. But who says that? But when you look at T.J. Sanders and you look at Deion Walker's last year when they were rookies, they talk like that too.
Yep.
So their play has to follow suit, but they talk so they can become maybe not the distraction he's been, but they can become that kind of person that's not, oh, you don't have money, well, pay me later.
For those of you who didn't watch any of social media on James Cook last season, when you watched Hard Knocks and when you kind of got to know James Cook a little bit better after the deal was done, you kind of got to this place of what everybody was trying to propagate him as, which is this quiet guy. He's only quiet in the building because of one thing. You can't be yourself around Sean McDermott. Like, truth be told, it's part of the reason why a lot of these players are enjoying this, you know, more relatable atmosphere with Joe Brady. He's a younger guy. He lets guys just be themselves. As long as they're here about ball, as long as they stay focused and do what they got to do, stream, do whatever you're going to do. It doesn't matter, right? Whereas Sean McDermott was, don't buy a coach a truck. When you come to work, you come in work boots and Carhartts. Don't be wearing Jordans in practice. What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
It was really so meticulous as to be concerned about what players are wearing to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So no wonder they felt like they couldn't do or say what they would normally do or say in the building, right? Or else. And that was the atmosphere that existed.
Yeah.
James Cook is a regular dude. You know what I mean? Like when you see him in regular environments and stuff like that, like he's talking like one of the guys. He talking stuff, he cussing, he this, like he's regular dude. Like he ain't this, you know, super humble. And I'm not saying he's an a-hole or nothing like that. But
I can tell you, he is one of the more quieter people. But yeah, he's a little more.
Like he can talk with the best of them when he gets going, right?
Not C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
No. But that, like, I'm not saying James is outspoken.
I'm joking.
But the way we painted him is like he never speaks. Like, no, he talks. He's a normal dude.
He's not mute.
Right. Don't make him to be a mime like in a Bills uniform. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? But like again, all of this stuff gets propagated the way that it does because we're supposed to think a certain way about these players and about this team that the team wants us to think.
Yeah.
And so they give Cybo the deal when they give him, and that's supposed to get us to the point of thinking, man, Cybo must be a great guard. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
He's not bad. Like, again,
I'll take him.
Right. It's $46 million.
Yeah.
Over 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. That's good.
It's not bad money at all.
That's good.
Right. And with what guards are getting paid nowadays, it's starting to look back like how it was, 15 years ago when guards were making, 10 million back then. And 10 million back then was a lot of money.
Right.
Like Andy Levitri left us for what, 8-9 million?
Right. You can't pay me 8? Oh, that's crazy. Right. I'm out of here.
Right. But back then, 8-9 million for a guard was like, what are you doing?
That's generational.
Exactly. So my point is this. We gotta kind of, and I know there's a lot more people speaking out about this stuff now, but we got to be a little bit louder about some of these moves that are not timely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And listen, I'm gonna say this right now. If James Cook decides to hold out next season, y'all better back him up. Y'all better get out there and speak on behalf of the man trying to get the money he's owed, because you just saw how much money he could have made last year and how much money he's missing out on this year as compared to his compatriots. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then here's the main point that I wanted to get to in all of this. And then you wonder why players don't want to come and play here. They see deals like this getting struck with James Cook, and then they see what happens to Bijan in Atlanta the year after. They see what happens to Jameer in Detroit the year after. And then they look back at the Bills like, damn, like, what's going on? You can't get paid over there? Hey, yo, remember when the Bills was talking contracts with you? What happened with that? Yeah, man. Like they was trying to undercut me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't want to give me what I was owed. So I left up out of there.
Yo, when black people say, yo, it's cool. Like, yo, how's it about? It's cool over here. It's cool. Whatever.
That means no.
Right.
That means don't do it.
That basically means another black vernacular. If you like it, I love it. We have another chat beef here. I was going to run over it real quick because I thought it was pretty funny. Mr. Roy says he likes blue cheese. He doesn't eat wings unless they're boneless. Oh, hell no. You're banned. Let's see. If you need addressing a cooling method to tolerate your wings, and you are a fair weather, suck it up, Buttercup. Who was it? Oh, Joey said. He said if you're not a blue cheese fan or you don't eat blue cheese on your wings, you're a fair weather Bills fan. I eat 30 wings in one sitting. I don't have time to dip in nothing. Okay, so I am not a fair weather fan. I ain't gonna. No, give me no. That's me. I didn't get like this for nothing.
I can barely smash 12, bro.
I know.
This man clears 30 without thinking about
it. And to get mad, look in the box like I'm looking through the bones like I know there's another one in here somewhere. I gotta find. Oh, I found it. T, look, I got the one. I don't have time for no dipping.
You know, like okay, there's certain dishes that are so good to me that I kind of like get like that where I'm looking for more after.
Mm-hmm.
Kyoto is one of my favorite places. I love hibachi, but there's something about what they do there at that place, because I've had other hibachi before.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same. Kyoto is just different, right? So when I'm there, their portions are very large, right? And well, for me, they're very large.
To be determined. I can get to it, I mean.
But I will finish a whole plate. If I have had nothing else to eat the rest of the day, I can finish a whole plate. If I had breakfast and lunch or something like that, I can't even get through half a plate. I'll take half of it home with me.
I need whatever you got going on. I got a coworker that eats like 3 wings. I'm like, you brought 3 wings? What is this about?
Well, so regular people. When we get full, we get very sleepy, and so if we eat too much, and then you come around the corner wondering why we not working, and then you grill us. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. We can't slam 30 and then go knock down 50, 100 bags.
With rice. I make sides with those 30.
Oh, my God.
So Lindsay said, Keys, you're my hero. I can smash 20 ones with ghost pepper. See, okay, this is the thing. I don't go super hot, but I go for volume. Also, you were there. Remember that time with the Wild Wings? Don't judge us. We were in our 20s. We thought it was good. We had no money back then. We know better now. So anyway, the story does not get watered down by that. Anyway, we had, what was it? It was like 25-cent wing night. And y'all order everybody at the table. And I'll take 10. I'll take 5, whatever. You, sir, I said, just keep them coming until I tell you to stop. Remember I said that?
I do remember you saying that.
50 something wings. I think it was like 50 something or whatever wings later. I was like, I'm full now. She's like, is he serious? Like everybody at the table was concerned. She thought it was joking.
Did you take something to go to?
Yes. Because everybody's ready to go. I could have sat there and finished. But all y'all were done. Y'all called the checks and I had my beers. I said, fine. I'll eat these later. I'll have these later.
Oh my God! Now I gotta go home and sit here and eat these wings.
Go home,
these weaklings don't have enough of a stomach to.
They got places to be and things to do. I can't deal with these people.
I was enjoying the atmosphere of this bar here.
At the head of the table, just having a ball. Y'all like, yeah.
I gotta drink beer out of a can because these weaklings can't handle more than 10 wings.
But I mean, when I tell you, yeah. I mean, like I said, if anybody see me in person, you're gonna see I'm not lying. I'm not a small guy. So, and if you do see me in person, say something. Tell me who you are. You know, I like to know. I like to put a name with a face just as well as you would. Anybody that's going to the game tomorrow, I'm not going, but you're gonna be there. If you happen to see, you know, I'm sure he feels the same. Say what's up. We can put a name to a face.
ATL, that is absolutely right. That dick kept going hurt until 2030. Wait, what? I gotta ignore J-Ham. Because I don't even know what he's talking about now, but it sounds like he's trying to check me on something. And I don't even know what he's talking about.
It's Dorothy.
Huh?
J-Ham gave his credentials to Dorothy. She's trolling you now. J-Ham he's sleeping somewhere. This isn't J-Ham.
It's gotta be, bro. It's gotta be. My God. All right, drums or flats, bro?
Both. I don't differentiate. I don't have time to.
Yeah.
If I was, you know, in a perfect world, flats, but I don't care. You got to pop the gristle though. You can't be trying to poke the meat through the middle. No, you got to.
No, I eat the gristle too. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pop all that.
Yeah.
You can't, you know, because people that from here, they don't know that you got to crack the bone, get in there, all that stuff.
See, that's the thing I don't like about the flats. Like you just too much work involved.
It's like 2 wings for me.
Well, that part I get, but if I'm at a restaurant and I'm eating these wings, like I don't want to have to, because at some point you got to make a decision which side you gonna pop. You gonna pop the small bone side or the big bone side? And when you,
I didn't even know there were different sizes. I didn't care.
Oh my God,
I'm dead serious. In my head, I'm like,
the small bone side is always the easiest to pop. That's the way you eat them the neatest without them, you know, fumbling out your hand and stuff. Because I've had some times where I try to, you know, I try to pop the big bone side and it flip out of my hand and fall on, and I just lost the wing and I'd be mad. So I was like, no, I need to figure this out. I need a better way.
Roy, you go somewhere with your saucy nugs, okay? He said, "What's a flat? The wing with 2 bones in it, not the one." Saucy nug, man.
Well, I mean, the way you talk about it, you wouldn't even know it's 2 bones in there.
I didn't know there were different sizes. Now I gotta go get wings tonight to figure this out.
Listen, I just put the whole thing in my mouth like a boneless wing and chew until I feel something hard.
Actually, I do that. I do that sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes I do. If they're smaller, I will do that. And pull it out, one bone out, other bone out. Wow. You did not feel like I'm being judged.
You're not being judged. Oh my gosh, it's shocking. It's shocking. That's all it is.
So I mean, we got
thank you, Senke.
We got 380. The only answer is drumsticks.
Not please. Overly meaty. No, not overly meaty. No, see that's the part you no.
What he went to what do they call that?
He likes he does not like a lot of meat on his wings. So you're meat averse is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You try to avoid meat. That's what you're saying? Senke.
He's meatless.
Yeah. Savage way to eat wings.
And I'm gonna say I know this person, so I'll give you the disclaimer later.
It's a very savage way to eat wings, right? You just yeah, right. You just toss it in the box.
Man, you don't want to do a meet and greet where they got wings. I won't talk to nobody. You know what pisses me off?
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off when you go to like a function, like when they have pizza and wings, and then everybody before you gets they get the 2 slices.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, you got work to do. Do stuff. No. Since when wings have a lot of meat? Oh, you ain't been to Buffalo.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you been to
you
Buffalo.
definitely ain't been here, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Elmo's?
Almost.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
They I don't know where they get their wings from. They big.
They are big.
They big. I couldn't even finish a whole single order, bro. Like
once again.
I
had 20 sitting at the table and we're just going through it, just having a good conversation. No, and Caroline, yeah, you're in the family now. I know for a fact you haven't commented before, but you have now, so you can't get out. So join your two buddies.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the orientation will be tomorrow at 3:00. I'm joking. But yeah, no, I hate when you go somewhere and they have like the pizza, the wings for like a group. Because I'm always about my plate, like, yeah. And then somebody get the punk ass 2 pieces of pizza and 3 wings. I would have knocked everything on the floor. Just knock everything on the floor. Because I'm like, I can't do nothing with this. 3 wings. What am I doing with that? I got it. Remember we went to Bravo's with Mac and Wayne and all them. We went to Bravo's at the Galleria.
Oh yeah.
We ate there, and everybody looked at me like, I'm sorry, because there was no food on the plate. And then, without me asking, they offered. They just took me to McDonald's to fill me up because they saw what I ate. They're like, yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed.
I've seen you look at plates sometimes and be like,
yo, I'm missing something.
like, you're not serious, are you? You're kidding, right? This is the time where you tell me this is a joke, right?
You got another plate in the back, right?
Just look straight up. It's
like, I'm getting mad.
Oh my God.
So we got 384 watching the show live right now, and I am not seeing any new subscribers. It's subscriber time. We about to hold people hostage.
Subscriber time. We need 5. Can we get 5 subs
we can't end the
on
show.
YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah.
Right,
we can't end the show till you head over there.
Down there. Head right over to that spot on YouTube there.
Right over there.
Help us out a lot.
If you already done it, don't worry about it. We're not talking to you, but the other ones, come on now.
Climax, North Tonawanda?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never been there, but I've heard of it.
Is that like another dive bar type of place? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it? Okay. Might have to check them out.
And Adolph's is another one that now that we passed it on Saturday when we came from Riverworks, now it's on all Facebook. Facebook be listening.
You going to the fair?
Yeah, we'll go.
We're probably going on Tuesday.
Well, I don't know. I got to take a day off at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday is going to be my day off. I usually work all day Friday, all day Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm on vacation next week. I'm sorry, the following week.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold it together till then. But I'll be at the fair at some point.
Okay.
I need my turkey. You ever had one of them things?
Nah.
Oh, $20.
One of the big medieval joints.
Yeah. I'm walking around with the foil. Oh, we walking around with that foil. When Keys comes around, hide your wings, hide your wife. No, I'm joking.
That's right. That is awesome. Who said that?
Laura.
Oh, that's awesome, Laura. That is awesome. That is awesome.
But yeah.
Only need 4 now. Okay, thank you, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, yes. Yes. Give me that 4. A taste, a little dab of do ya. I hate that saying because it doesn't work for me. A little dab of do ya.
Yeah. Big Shaka says, I remember the first time I had Duff's, our basketball team came out here to eat there and watch Coach Carter.
You came from a basketball game to watch Coach Carter? Y'all must have lost bad.
Yeah, Duff's ain't even the same no more.
Nah.
I've had people go to Anchor Bar talking about they was disappointed. People went to Duff's talking about they was disappointed.
I'm disappointed when people go to Anchor Bar. Right. Why you do that?
They're not the same.
What did you do that
They're
for?
really not the same anymore. One of my buddies, I used to work security with him. He I think he plays drums there from time to time. Like he's part of a band that plays there regularly or something like that. Man, what is his name? I think is it Jason? I think it's Jason. I'm pretty sure it's Jason. But anyway, or maybe it's Ben. Yeah, I don't know.
You got a buddy, she don't know his name.
I apologize if I got your name wrong, bro.
Now
if
we're
you
gonna lose
see
the
this
sub.
show, please don't be mad.
Now
at
we're gonna
me.
lose the sub. Thank you so much.
I know.
Thank you
now we need
so
6 to get to 1K. I'm sorry. All right. Yes, Duffs is real.
Yep.
He said he thought it was fake because of The Simpsons.
Nope, it's real.
No, bro, listen, The Simpsons have been very clairvoyant in their their usage of businesses and their predictions and stuff like that. So if you see it on Simpsons, most likely there's some realness to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to the next topic here. It is 6:55. We don't have a lot of time, and I like this whole, teaching people how to be a GM thing is not.
Are y'all enjoying the show? If you're enjoying the show, give me a hell yeah.
All right. So you've heard a lot of this talk, and I know it kind of pisses you off because it's freaking training camp, but you've heard a lot of the talk about, oh, snap, White-Towns. What's going on, bro?
My boy.
Appreciate that. All right, we'll hit this one first. Says, do y'all think D. Alford is going to hold Hancock back this season because Alford is looking kind of unnecessary to me in a lot of ways?
He was already unnecessary when they signed him.
In a lot of ways.
Josh Palmer probably, I'm about to get my get back. Give me the Bengals. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so I would say this. Alford is 29, and he plays the position the way that the defensive coordinator wants the position to be played. So we could be reading this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He could be here as this is the way I want the position played sort of deal. And that might not necessarily mean that Alford is the forever starter, right? Yeah, he's on a 3-year deal. But if we see Hancock or Kilgore start to step up and make more plays than Alford and be just as good in coverage as Alford, but be also better against the run than Alford could be,
mm-hmm.
those guys might get on the field more, because the one thing that has to reign true that the defensive coordinator has to be held accountable for is he specifically said he's not a fan of the rotation stuff. He wants guys on the field more.
Right.
And there's specific reasons for that he didn't give us, but that's what he said.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then it should be your best players out on the field. And if they're showing consistently that they are the better player, leave them on the field.
Yeah. And guys, stay to the end because I'm going to go back to the wings thing. I got him check mark, so I'll get back to that. He's making me move on. He's paying me a lot of money to move on. So, but no, to answer the question though, I thought Alford was unnecessary. I thought that it was just a signing that I didn't get. It's not like he was like some stalwart, some guy that's like, oh, he's too good to pass up on. You still had Hancock from last year, who Terry Gray thought was a man amongst boys at Ohio State Pro Days and this and third. They had a lot of faith, a lot of shits pushed in on Hancock, and then to go ahead and bypass him with Alford after getting rid of Taron Johnson is kind of, it's weird to me. Because Hancock was that dime safety, big nickel kind of player that played that on a big level at Ohio State. I know I talked about Ohio State last week as being a team I don't like, but you gotta still respect who they play against and what conference they're in and what they go through on that level of college. So I think the way I look at it, I like youth movements, and I'm okay with people messing up on the job. I'm okay with them learning as they go. I'm okay with saying, okay, they got them there, but next time they're not going to get them in that same fashion. Which is what I if we didn't have if CJGJ would have got hurt, I would have wanted to see Kilgore and what he had going on. But I heard that Hamlin and Geno Stone are above Kilgore right now on the pecking order, which is probably because they just don't trust him that much. Or they I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's all for Cole Bishop. Maybe it's all because they want somebody that knows how to run a scheme or knows something about how it was before. I don't know what they're doing, Hamlin and Stone. But I like as a whole the youth movement that they're pulling up, and I don't think Alford helps it at all.
Yep. So we have to hope that Alford is a stopgap sort of option for the Bills, because while it does sound like they're trying to publicly say, no, we believe in Alford, Alford's our guy, some of that is, how can I put this? Some of that is public speak. You know, it's political from the standpoint of, we don't want players thinking that they signed here for no reason, or we don't want players thinking that they are going to sign here and we'll draft somebody and replace them right away. You know what I mean? That discourages players from wanting to sign here in the first place. And that's not what the Bills want. So of course they're going to be very supportive of Alford. They'll say everything they need to say to keep him confident that it's his job because he's making the money, because this, because that. And this is going to be another one of those indicators for us fans to really see if the Bills are putting their money where their mouth is. If they're trying to put the top 22 on the field, the best 22 on the field, regardless of history, regardless of money, regardless of whatever, then we will see that happen. We will see it through the play on the field, because there's been times where we saw James Cook run the ball and Motor Singletary was still on the team, and we're like, why are you rotating? Give it to Cook. He's obviously the better runner, right? And they didn't do that. Why? Well, because Sean McDermott loved Motor Singletary and loved his demeanor, loved his personality, loved his character, all this great stuff. Cool. But now you're holding back the team for the sake of, your preference.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not going to be the case. And I think that'll show, and Alford will be one of those, those linchpin examples to let us know whether or not they're doing that.
Yeah, I don't want to rotate people. I think who like you said, the top 11 are the ones that should play until somebody needs a break, and then get them right back in. I don't subscribe to a world where there's a million different sub formations and things like that, where you got to pull and push. And as evident as that Denver game where we lost because of the field goal. You have to have the wherewithal to know this is a high pressure situation. We don't have time to sub. Just keep the 11 out there we got. I mean, worst case scenario, they kick the ball, they make it, they miss it, they miss it. What are the odds you're going to block it anyway? Yeah. So, I mean, that goes into when people talk about special teams. You got to have your core special. No, you don't. It's not all the time you don't. Sometimes some of the second level, third level players are the ones that got to play special teams because they're better as a backup on defense. They're better. I'll take the hit on special teams as opposed to hit as a backup in offense and defense, those two phases. When you look at Sam Franklin's, you look at some people say Joe Andreessen's, DeMar Hamlin's, they shouldn't be on the field. Darnell Savage's, Dane Jackson's, they shouldn't be on the field, but they're on the team because they play special teams, but they're not good at what they're supposed to be doing, supposedly. And that drives me nuts that people put so much stock on special teams that they kick. I'm gonna start doing it. They kick the offense, defense, and the Dalton Kincaids. I knew you like that, but
that's pretty good. I do like that. Thank you.
But it's got to be a shift in things here. We're not looking at Tyler Bass kicking. We don't care. Can he kick? In a perfect world, Josh Allen's going to have him kicking inside the 30 every time anyway. You're never going to have to kick a 61-yard. He's never going to do that because we're that good.
Right.
Defensively, don't worry about how far you can throw the ball, because that's why I said when we had Matt Riza, well, we want the punt guy. Why? Josh Allen's never going to allow you to kick a 61-yard punt anyway. So what's the point? Get you an accurate dude, because your offense, they allow for that. So now we're talking about, well, we got to find out where they fit on this roster. No, they got to find out where they fit on. That's the players. That's the onus on them. Because if you can't figure it out, you don't have a spot on my team. I'm cool with you being buddy outside the lines. But inside the lines, of all 53, 90, 91 guys are not trying to figure out how they can take somebody's job, I don't want you.
Usually, and I'm more so thinking about Roy's point here, saying all teams have players that only do special teams.
Okay, I'm sorry.
To a degree, yeah, that's right. But that doesn't mean that they dedicate the number of roster. How can I say this? Because I guess I'm trying to expound upon your point while also explaining the context of it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying that the Bills should not hold roster spots for special teamers. What we're saying is you want to stack your roster with as many good players at the positions they play, and then teach those guys who they're not going to make the roster unless they play special teams to play special teams, so that they can stay on your roster, because they're so good at safety, or they're so good at corner or wide receiver or running back or line, whatever. They're too good to just let walk. So you find a way to keep those guys on the roster by asking them to play special teams. And instead, what the Bills have done is they've said, well, this guy is a great gunner. Let's create a roster spot specifically for him. Sam Franklin got on the team last year as a special teamer only.
Yep.
Not a great safety, right? I think he had a season where he had like a decent number of interceptions or something like that, but that was 2 years before we got him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And watching him on tape, it's like, okay, you can kind of understand how a team just lets him go. You know what I mean? He's not the greatest at safety, but you bring him into a safety room that was weak to begin with,
right,
only to play special teams. And that's what we're talking about. Don't bring a safety in here and give me hope that we might be upgrading at safety and, oh no, he's just a special teamer.
Yeah. I mean, you listen to certain podcasts and they harp on special teams. They harp on it, Can he give you some on special teams? How do you know that the 6 wide receiver has to play special teams? I mean, in a perfect world, probably. But that doesn't mean that the 6 wide receiver has to be a better special teamer than wide receiver.
Thank you.
And that's what we're getting at. You're talking about Cole Hartman or Keon Coleman. If he's the 6th receiver, then you got to cut him because he can't play special teams. How do you know that? And what do you know what he can and can't do? Why does that matter that much to me? I don't really subscribe to the fact that they have to do that because they're that low. You have to be a better player at the position that you play, to me, to make a team. And that's what I'm getting at, Roy. I know all teams have players that only do because they weren't good enough to get on the field. But they're also better than Sam Franklin's. They're also better than Dane Jackson. They're also better than Darnell Savage's, guys that you pick up off the street because that's all that's there.
Right.
Of course you got to have a couple guys that's all that's there, but that's because somebody's hurt or it's because you did your due diligence and it fell through. I can respect that. But when in the beginning of the year, I got questions at safety, I got questions at receiver, I got questions at here, but you got guys that are holding at those positions as wide receiver, as special teamers. That's a problem for me. Mm-hmm. I make a lot of jokes about Reed Ferguson, but Reed Ferguson keeps getting cut and brought back. Nobody on that, none of the other offensive linemen can snap. None of them.
Right.
What was SVPG? He can't learn how to long snap.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You see your references about Madden. You know what Reed Ferguson's rating is usually on Madden?
60.
No.
No?
Like a 39.
39?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And
well, now they got a position for long snapper now.
Oh, that's why he's high.
Specific.
Now, this is my kick. Does anybody know what his real position is?
Linebacker? No. Fullback?
Tight end.
Tight end?
He's a tight end. That's what Reed Ferguson's supposed to be. But he didn't play it in college, and he didn't play it in the pros. He's a tight end. And I wrote, he said some guys don't want to play teams. If they are starters, most likely they don't want the extra snaps. No, starters shouldn't play special teams. But what I'm saying is when you're talking about Mecole Hardman or somebody like that can contribute on your offense, they should be able to, but they can't play better. They can't outplay Khalil Shakir. They can't outplay Keon Coleman. They can't outplay Skylar Bell. You're going to play special teams, but I know if I need you, I can depend on you to give me 50 to 70 yards receiving. I can depend on you as a safety to not give up, not just screw the pooch on a bomb. I can depend. Like when Darnell Savage comes in there, when Dane Jackson comes in, what do they say? They're like, oh man, there's that guy. You want to lessen. There goes that guys. You want guys like I don't think he's as good as Poyer. I don't think he's as good as Hyde or good as Cole Bishop, but he might make a play. Instead, they're like, ha, yes, they gave us Darnell Savage right there. Never mind what we call, go there. And that's what happened. And then Dane Jackson comes in. Oh, we were going to do something else, but look, they got 30 out there, whatever his number was last year. Go there. That's the thing. Steve Tasker should clearly be in the Hall of Fame, especially if Devin Hester is. Devin Hester, okay, I guess. Yeah, SDB, long snappers are usually listed as tight ends. Yeah, but that's one thing. Who knows that he's listed as a tight end? He's not a lineman. So if somebody goes down, how many people have to go down for him to actually see the field? I know, and that's what I said. Rock Power Report. Oh, what's up? He's never played tight end ever. He just is listed as a tight end. Like, yo, go line up. He like, I don't know what to do. What do you mean you don't know what to do? What are you saying right now? But yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm going with it. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Lark Power said, love what you guys doing. Next great Bills show podcast. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. You're making a point, whether you meant to or not, that they definitely are like, we got core special teamers, then we have the rest of the players. Like, that's cool. But I want, I don't know what the special teams coach's name is. I want to be like, who aren't you using? Because I'll have to figure that out. I have to figure out who you're not using, because I have to scheme it up around the people that you're not using right now.
I'm gonna skip over about 50% of the setup.
No, we could do it. Get in there.
What time you gotta be at work?
9. Get in there.
9? Oh,
no, bro, 9. Get in there. We always do this.
I didn't know you had extra time today.
The wings, this is the last day I could do it, but the wings took over everything.
Right, got you.
But you had to
wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate that. Says, is Allen versus Mahomes debate reminiscent of the Jerry West versus Bill Russell? Or is it a situation like Marino, where many thought Marino was the best, but Montana had all the rings, etc. Barnwell called Allen the QB of the decade. What say you, good sir?
Allen Mahomes? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't hear enough about that competition anymore. It's always Allen and Jackson. You know, Mahomes is like, he of course, you know, he's there, but I don't know. I don't. If you're thinking about a basketball analogy to me, for me, I've always put Allen with Lamar Jackson, because they came the same year. They came, you know, with controversy. This guy has holes. This guy has holes. Questions, raw, blah blah blah, and then they both become, like him or hate him. You know, Dorothy's gonna hate me later. They become two of the best to do it. And so for me, I think about Magic and Bird. Those are the two I always can equate to them. And it's not because of the racial thing, but Magic and Bird, they had a love-hate for each other because they were always at each other's necks. Josh Allen's always, well, he's usually the one that knocks Lamar Jackson out of this thing somehow. You know, but then in the regular season, you got Lamar who's beating Allen. It's like, I don't like you, but I respect you. Stop doing this to me. I got to beat him.
Yeah.
Whereas Mahomes is like, he's probably going to be number one, but we beat him. But we haven't beat him when it counts. And I think for Jerry West and Bill Russell, I don't know.
Can't get there?
Basketball wise, I can't get there. I can't get there because Jerry West came in at the end of Bill Russell.
Okay. Getting technical with it now.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they're not in their primes.
Yeah. You
know, and I think I get what Joe's saying. I 100% get what he's saying. I like the question. I like the thought. I would personally just swap out Jerry and Bill and put in Bird and Magic.
I was thinking Bird and Magic too, but I do really like the analogy or the comparison rather of Marino and Montana. And here's why. Montana, when he played, also had Bill Walsh, who was the greatest offensive mind of that time. Right? Who's Andy Reid with Patrick Mahomes? The greatest offensive mind of this era, right? I think Sean McVay is a close second. Kyle Shanahan's probably tied with Sean McVay. So my point is, you see the help and the culture that Montana was able to come up in, right? Mahomes had the same exact thing. Whereas Marino, I mean, I've heard plenty of stories from Coach D, who played for the Dolphins rather before he came to the Bills, and he would talk about how he would be in the film room with the offensive coordinator, and every time it came time to tell Dan, about his mistakes and stuff like that, Dan would tell the coach to shut the F up. Like Dan's whole thing was like his talent was so immense.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what the dial-up was. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like he was able to go out there and do what he did because he was just so damn good.
So you telling me that Dan Marino should have been the quarterback coach for Josh Allen?
I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been cool.
Nah, I would have been 17 all day at that point.
Oh my God. I'm simply saying, while you pour some ice water down your pants, I'm simply saying that Josh, to me, is the talent equivalent of a Joe Marino in his time, where he's so talented. What can you really say to him? How can you be Sean McDermott talking about play smart when the offense you put him in necessitates him having to be, outrageous just to be able to make things happen in that offense with Ken Dorsey as his offensive coordinator? You know what I'm saying? And as much as people want to, criticize the nuance of Josh Allen's game, nobody could do what he can do. And same thing to be said for Dan Marino. Whereas Joe Montana, you're looking at Joe Montana like, yeah, he's super talented, but he's not Joe Marino in his prime. He's not that.
Nobody's Joe Marino. You mean Dan Marino?
Sorry.
Nobody's Joe Marino. Damn. That's what they tell us anyway. No. But no, I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's just like you said. If we're talking about, what was the second? Okay.
Yeah. So let's get to this one. Thank you again, Joe.
Yeah. I cut you. I'm like, wait, that's two of them. Never mind. Go ahead.
Says nobody ever had an issue calling Jordan or LeBron the best before they won a championship, but I think people really want to see Allen come through before giving him the crown. As a Bills fan, I try to think how I should judge it. I think that's okay. You gotta. The people who think championships first are technically more right than not. And here's why. We don't talk about Dan Marino when we talk about the best quarterbacks that played the game, right? Dan Marino's always kind of Dan Marino was kind of good too, but he's not the initial set of names that you list out when you're talking about the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. You mentioned Joe Montana, you mentioned Steve Young, you mentioned Mike Vick because of his athleticism and the way that he transformed the quarterback position. You don't talk about Dante Culpepper. You don't even talk about Warren Moon. You don't talk about who was the other guy? Forget it. But we do talk about Peyton Manning. We do talk about Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, like a lot of these guys who won Super Bowls. Why? Because the NFL as a whole, as a brand, as an identity, is legacy first, right? The reason you make the Hall of Fame, the reason you want to make the Hall of Fame is so that your legacy lasts throughout time. When the NFL has to tell its story, they have to mention your name. And if Josh Allen goes down in history not being a part of that of the championship group of quarterbacks, we will think of him like we think of Dan Marino, where like we'll mention all these other guys that won multiple Super Bowls or won at least one, like Russell Wilson did, and then we'll talk about, but Josh Allen, man, and Josh Allen was super good. I don't know how he didn't win a Super Bowl. Usually, quarterbacks of Josh Allen's talent and ability level don't end their careers with no championships.
Yeah. That's the general consensus. I think for me, I don't. That's why I don't subscribe to the championship. And anytime somebody mentions championships and rings, I just sit down. I don't care. Yeah, I couldn't care less, because for me, TJ Houshmandzadeh, I don't know if you heard it or not, but I actually had it in my notes to ask you about it. But he said,
TJ, who's your mama?
Yeah, it took me like 7 years to say that right. But no, he said they asked him about Rondé Barber going into the Hall of Fame, I believe it was. He said, why? Who? He said, for what? He said, to get into the Hall of Fame, you should be top 5 for at least 5 years at your position. You should be a top 5 player at your position for at least 5 years. And by that metric, Josh Allen's already in. By that metric, that's where like a James Cook has a lot of work to do, but he could possibly get in. Why was it roster running back number 32 is what they called Jordan when they took him off of live. We took roster running back number 32 off the wall and everywhere else. So I'm just going to call him roster running back number 32. That's why
I'm still looking into getting a jersey, just so you know.
Yes.
I'm going to wear.
Tell me where it is. I am going to find it.
I'm going to wear an OJ Simpson jersey on this show.
No, roster running back number 32.
I'm sorry. Roster running back number 32. I'm sorry.
But no, I see when I look at like LeBron, we'll say, because I'm a basketball background guy, and you mentioned it. LeBron James would have been goated had he continued on a trajectory he continued on in Cleveland before he left. Because if you look at what he did with the team that he had when he was going to the finals and getting swept with Mo Williams and the gang of misfits, he was 18 years old dominating men. 18 years old dominating, like you knew who the best player on the court was without a doubt,
right?
Without a shadow, there was no question. There was nobody else on that court, even when he was losing, that was better than him ever. And that's why I don't like LeBron now, because as opposed to using his name and start him to parlay people to his city where he played, his city. He went everywhere else and got a ring. Or then when Kyrie goes to Cleveland, I'm gonna go back there now because I can get Kevin Love. We can have another super team. I'm tired of super teams, but that doesn't diminish his greatness. See, LeBron James in 23 years now,
got this man talking basketball.
I know
it's over. 23
years, 41,000 points. It's never gonna be broken because nobody's gonna play 23.
Well, that's very true.
That's not something that's attainable. Even Jordan's like number 6 or something like that, or like 5 or 6 in scoring. So had LeBron James had that name been what it was in Cleveland without the rings, LeBron would still be LeBron James. And what I'm getting at when it comes to Josh Allen is if Josh Allen is on that LeBron James trajectory, which a lot of people say he is, I don't put him there, because LeBron James to me is, even though I can't stand him, the talent he has, what he's done with his career, the longevity, he's almost by himself. So I don't diminish a player that doesn't have rings because of the circumstance. See, when you look at Josh Allen, I ran numbers because I was thinking about this. I said, is it fair to say that Sean McDermott is responsible for some of Josh Allen? Even though everybody says Sean McDermott held him back, look at the moves he made. Sean McDermott, he brought, they had Steph Diggs. Sean McDermott doesn't like Steph Diggs. That's not his kind of player. Too much. But not only did I let him play, did I let him live, I had him resign. I didn't say no, get him out of here. Mm-hmm. He got Dayball. They don't like each other. Could have fired him. But instead, no. Okay, do your thing. But when you come in, when you get your new job, I'm gonna get somebody I want. Oh, Josh wants Dorsey, a first-time OC. Fine, do it. Because he's familiar. Cool. And he takes that step. But if you look at what Josh did from with Dayball, he was actually on a trajectory, LeBron James kind of trajectory with Dayball to me. And after Dayball was like his grown man, he got his beard, he's settled into being an elder statesman kind of player. Mm-hmm. He's not as exciting per se, but he's consistent. He's showing where he's better than people. He's showing that he is the best quarterback in the league. He's not getting there anymore. He's there. But it was, to me, the groundwork that was under Brady, who McDermott hired, who also got him canned, and other moves that we have. And I'm saying, okay, I think that McDermott had to go. I think McDermott did, he did have his ways. He had his little hangups. Mm-hmm. But I think for all this work, we got to say McDermott did have a hand in the development of Josh Allen. But people won't say that, so I'm going to say it for the voiceless. But getting back to it, if you look at what Josh Allen has done, I think Josh Allen, if he continues the way he's going right now, even if he doesn't get a ring, I don't put him in that damn ring, because Josh Allen is must-see TV in Buffalo. Josh Allen made Buffalo what it is, if you will, right now. Josh Allen is the reason why people want to come to Buffalo, or why people know Buffalo now. Yeah, when it comes to Dan Marino's putting up 4,000 yards, and they're like, damn, that team sucks, but that dude is good. I watched Miami play, I watched them play, what was it, like 92, 90, whatever years it was. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I, at 42, didn't realize this dude was a bad boy. He was up before his time. What would Dan Marino have been with Tyreek Hills and with the guy we have now, and not Irving Friars and people like that, who were good, but they don't have the athletic ability that we see today.
We got another one from Joe. Thank you very much, Joe.
Joe, you can just talk at this point.
We do have a call-in line if you just want to call in.
Talk at this point, Joe.
The link is at the top of the chat there.
I think he's retracting and paying and retracting. No, joking.
No, it may be.
I'm joking.
It says Island. I'm so done with this Brandon Beane Island stuff. It's just coming out of my pores now. Allen Iverson is my all-time favorite basketball player, and I grew up in the same area in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Wow, okay. In many respects, his greatness was diminished because he never won a championship, and the teams he was on were kind of trash. So this is part of the reason that I mentioned Mike Vick in the same conversation as some of those quarterbacks that won championships. I think Dan Marino gets mentioned in that same breath, and I think Josh Allen will get mentioned in that same breath. I'm not trying to say that Josh Allen shouldn't, but I do need to be very realistic with how NFL players measure themselves amongst each other.
Oh yeah, for
right?
Sure.
When you talk to any player who's in the league now or has played, it's about what you've accomplished. It's about the hardware, period, right? And so from that respect, I'm certain that Josh doesn't want to be going to play golf with Tom Brady talking about you ain't got no rings.
No,
you can't go play golf with Aaron Rodgers and not have no ring. You know what I'm saying?
This is what you could do. And he can't yet, but this is what he could do. How many MVPs do you have? If he had more. Because that's individual.
If Josh had like 5 MVPs and no Super Bowls, sure.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why Ben Roethlisberger gets a lot of the love that he gets, because he's got more MVPs he's got one. I think but anyway, his play, his clutch factor, how big he was, all that kind of stuff. It's Josh-esque. You know what I mean? Josh just kind of took it to another level there, but he's the same kind of player where he's got more, what is it? Passing yardage titles than championship titles. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to work out how to say passing championship titles. Forgive me for that.
You did it. It's cool.
I got it out. I'm trying to remember a lot of stuff while I'm talking. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say, I think Josh will still be remembered in that group of quarterbacks. But again, if he doesn't have a ring, Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame for sure, right? Why? It's not because he was putting up amazing numbers. It's because he won a ring. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady's numbers were never great. He had one amazing season with Randy Moss, and that's it. The reason he's the best is 7 Super Bowls. You get what I'm saying? So at some point, it's if you have to decide the best, you got to go buy hardware. And the conversations about the best have to do with hardware. It's the reason why, in my mind, LeBron will never be better than Jordan. He may have 4 titles, but he's also got more losses in the finals than he has actual wins. And to me, if you're a guy that you get to the finals and you close the deal every single time you've been there and you've never been there any other time, you should be the best. And I get that he doesn't have more rings than, Chamberlain or any of them,
Bill Russell.
Or Bill Russell rather.
Yeah, but that's like saying that. I mean, all right, we'll get off of this. But that's like, because I can
I'm
go.
I'm not going to argue with you in basketball.
No, that's what I'm saying. Basketball wise, but that's like saying Robert Horry's better than Michael Jordan because Robert Horry has 7 rings and Jordan has 6. So it's but
Robert Horry's lost in the finals before.
He still has 7 rings, though.
No, but that was kind of my point. Jordan, every time that Jordan's been there, he's won.
Right. Well, my thing is this. Jordan has to say that, they talk about Jordan's never lost in the finals.
Okay.
But how many times has Jordan lost in the first round of the playoffs? That's part of it, too. People don't bring that part up because Jordan has lost a lot. He's gotten swept in the first round.
Okay.
But people don't they just talk about the finals. And so for me, when I'm, like who was it? Joe Smith was talking about Iverson. I think Iverson, to me, the only reason he was diminished is not because of the rings. I think he was diminished because his game was taken and evolved. When you have now Kyrie's and people like that who ate off of Iverson's plate. Now when somebody eats off, if Josh Allen doesn't have rings and somebody eats off his plate, yeah, okay. Now we're diminishing Josh Allen.
You do realize, though, that the same logic you just applied to Jordan's career is already applied to Josh Allen's career. He's only lost in the first round of the playoffs one time.
Right, but he hasn't won it in the finals either.
Well, that's my point.
Right.
So we have to, judge him differently.
No, what I'm saying that is because people, they pick and choose what, not you per se, but people are picking and choosing which stat they want to use for greatness. And for me, no, not you. I'm saying this is what people say because that's why that whole thing came up.
Okay.
Because it's like Jordan was horrible in the 80s. He wasn't good until he got Pippen.
Right.
You know, and then they took up another one. They got Grant, and then they had to go ahead and get Dennis Rodman. So it's like, okay, you got a super team. But people don't bring it. It's like, okay, Jordan was just that. Jordan even said himself, without Rodman, I don't know. So when I'm talking about a player, I'm not talking about the Bills. I'm talking about Josh Allen. We'll say, and you guys know where I am with Josh Allen. So this is objective as hell. When you talk about Josh Allen, I think I would, if Josh Allen goes out with the most passing yards in quarterback history, if he goes out with the most passing touchdowns in quarterback history, if he goes out with whatever other coveted accolades for a quarterback, not a running quarterback, a quarterback. If he goes out in some kind of fashion where he doesn't win, but he gets those, for me, he's the best to ever do it. That's for me. That's the best at what? Best quarterback. So
he's the best quarterback to ever do it if he holds all of those records and no rings.
Yeah, for me, yeah. That's how because it's a team sport. For me, it's a team sport. So I know how people judge it. But for me, if, like, for instance, he got the MVP. Was he the best quarterback in the league that year? No. But what did they say? Why did he get it? He did the most with less. Right. So if Josh Allen is getting the most passing yards in NFL history, the most touchdowns in NFL history with nobodies, yes. For the annals of time, you are going to be that dude to me. You're going to be that's it. So, I mean, you can go with rings if you want to go that route, but for me, I'm like, you can't diminish my quarterback because he didn't get rings and he's doing everything else. Like that's just me, though.
If that's the case, then Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl should probably mean a hell of a lot more than anything Peyton Manning has done. It should mean a hell of a lot more than anything Tom Brady has done. It should mean a hell of a lot more than probably 80% of the quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls because of who he did it with, right? He did it with the amoeba defense that had like one superstar and two stars.
Yeah.
And he had Jordy Nelson and who else?
Yeah,
on that offense.
Was James Starks on that team?
I think he was.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, yeah. Like I'm gonna sit here and defer that to you because I don't know enough about the history of other teams to really get into it. But
it's just when you I get what you're saying. Like when you bring it to that place of it's a team sport, it's like, okay, well, if you're bringing into context who Tom Brady won all his rings with in the same way that you brought into context who Michael Jordan won all his rings with and who, all these other players won with, okay, that's valid. There's nothing wrong with that. It is a team sport. One guy cannot do it by himself, right? Maybe in basketball, it might be a little bit more of one guy by himself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But in football, definitely not, right? These rings that these quarterbacks have, they have to thank their teams for them, right? I get that. If that's the case, though, the second Josh Allen wins, okay, like take for instance, if Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl this year, it has to mean way more than any other Super Bowl win that any quarterback has ever gotten before. Why? Because he's doing it with players that would not rank at the same level that some of these other teams have players that
and I defer that.
And where they rank.
I defer that.
Right? And that's just from a contextual standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. So the issue I think I would have with that is how contextually accurate should that be, though? Because the most simplistic and most, I guess, the most widely acknowledged way of measuring a person's career is the hardware. When you get into the Hall of Fame, they talk about how many All Pros and Pro Bowls you've gotten. They talk about how many MVPs and rushing titles or passing titles or records that you've set. They talk about your accomplishments, right? And if you don't have many accomplishments other than, I won a Super Bowl with one of the least regarded teams in terms of ability and talent, you know what I mean?
But like this is the comeback though, because you know how we, not me and you, but when you go to Delaware Park and some of you trash talk, well, we won. How many points you have? So for Josh, it'd be like, they're like, you got that one Super Bowl. Yeah, but look at the scoreboard. Who's got the most passing yards in NFL history? Who's got the most passing touchdown in NFL? Where are you at? Let me see. Oh, you on the second page. Oh, look at your defense. Oh, you right here with Trent Dilfer. Oh. So it's like, if Josh Allen, if he wanted to pull that card, I'm in gold. I don't even see your ass. That's what they can say. And for me, it's like, oh, clap back, because at that point, your friends like, oh, snap. Then they start dissecting who you had. Oh, you had Lawyer Malloy. Oh, you had Ty Law. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. You had,
right. Come on, man. You had like Brett. And that's the other thing I think I hated about Brady the most. And listen, tell us in the chat what y'all think, right? If Josh, because I think Adam already got in here. If Josh wins one Super Bowl, he'd arguably be the best QB ever because of it's not just the players on his team. And again, I'm not disrespecting any of the players on his team. These are NFL caliber players.
Right. Yeah.
Right. These are all tops in terms of, their competition at the college level. Like, you don't make this level by being terrible, right? Mm-hmm. So they're all good players. But relative to their NFL peers, they may not be at the top of the rankings. That's 100%. All I'm trying to say.
And that's provable by the ESPN list, where we only had 2 guys in the top 10. I don't mention anywhere.
Exactly.
Every other Baltimore Ravens have 9, and these other teams have 8. Bad teams have 8. We have 2.
Exactly. So let us know what you think in the chat. If you think if Josh Allen wins one, does that make him the best to ever do it? Are you more of a hardware person? Let us know what you think in the chat. Where I think
I done screwed your whole title up again. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I ain't worried about time. I'm like, man, I know we keep.
It's all right. It's all right. Dang, now I lost my train of thought.
Whenever I defend Josh Allen, you gotta let me have it.
And that's what's really funny about it is like you really over here holding Josh's cheeks like nobody can spank him when you need a main one on this dude's back. You can't wait to jump on this dude's shoulders and pop him upside the head. Why you ain't throw that pass with anticipation? Why you ain't slide in the pocket? Why you ain't do this? Why you ain't do that? Like, Keys be the first person up here grilling Josh about anything this man does. Why you ain't tell Brandon Beane the type of coach you wanted? Why you ain't tell Brandon Beane to go do this? Why you ain't hold the franchise hostage and make sure they get the players you want? Like, okay.
I can't deny none of that. And I won't. It's true. It's all true.
My gosh. Lindsay says, I cannot wait to see what Drake May and the Patriots will look like when they placed several top defenses this season, as opposed to the easiest path to the Super Bowl, which was last year for them. Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
You got it. I mean, they lost Jalen Polk, who retired because he knew he sucked. Stephon Diggs is in Washington right now. You got your coach, and if he's still going to be your coach all season, whatever the case may be. But can Kraft really even? He can't even fire him for that because he's done much worse.
Oh yeah. And I think that's why he hasn't been fired, because Vrabel will be immediately looking at them photos of him leaving that massage parlor like,
you sure you want to do this?
No.
I got more on you, just so you know.
He probably does.
Because I played for you, right?
From the playing days.
Right.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And but that's I'm sorry. You asked a long time ago, are they gonna have the practice tomorrow on TV? No, they're not. It's not gonna be televised.
Yeah, you got to be there. I don't think I'll be able to show the entire game, but I mean I'll it'll be in the video. Well, like what I'm gonna try to do is I want to just kind of get there and just record, the experience of getting there, seeing everything. I'm going to try and tour as much of the building as I possibly can. And then of course I got to take that home and edit it. So it'll probably be, a couple of days before I put that out on the channel. All right, let's get to real quick. Adam says, I've never been a hardware guy myself. Is Tom Brady better than Manning and Mahomes? No shade to them, but there's a debate. Yeah.
That's what makes sports great to me, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I like to get it right. Like I'm a what's the right answer kind of person. You know what I mean? I really don't. There's something about open-ended conversations. That's part of the reason why I don't really like debates, and debates are never hard for me, because if you stick to the script, if you stick to the topic, usually,
which we don't know how to do, obviously.
And we don't. But anyway, all right. So here's something else that I heard about training camp,
mm-hmm.
and I thought that this was interesting in this unique kind of way, right? The demeanor of this rookie class. You've talked about it. I've heard other people talk about it. Like this rookie class is different. They come in with attitude. They want to make, they want to do this. They want to do that. And seeing the aggressiveness, it's like, that speaks a lot to the culture that the coaches are putting into place, where these players feel comfortable being able to be this in camp, right? And when I thought about that, initially the thought was, it's pretty good. But then right after that, I got to, but could it be bad? Right? And not from the standpoint of, can I find a way that is bad, but like, is there a downside to this? Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And immediately I arrived at, well, penalties, because obviously these players are getting emotional during practice and all that kind of stuff. And if they're charged up emotionally that much during practice, imagine how much higher they're going to get for a game.
Yeah.
So then I went back through the history and I started looking at how penalized this team has been since Sean McDermott was in office. And I'm trying to kind of get an idea of what to expect for the 2026 season. Okay. Now, surprisingly, the Bills have been one of the most penalized teams in the league under Sean McDermott, which is the exact opposite of what you would think of a Sean McDermott team. Okay. I'm going to read to you the amount of accepted penalties since 2017. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to start at 2025. Okay. So 2025, the Bills had 101 accepted penalties for 955 yards. All right. They had 113 total flags thrown that year, with 3 offsetting penalties and 14 decline penalties. 2024, 20 games were played, 126 accepted penalties for 936 yards. 2023, 19 games, 113 penalties, 935 yards. 2022, 18 games, 102 penalties, 782 yards. 2021, quite possibly the best offensive year we've ever had, 19 games, 119 penalties, 142 yards. 2020, the arrival, 19 games, 110 penalties, 998 yards. 17 games in 2019, 124 penalties, 991 yards. 2018, 16 games, 116 penalties, 992 yards. And then, of course, 2017, when Sean came in, 17 games, 103 penalties, which is probably a big dip from what we were before under Rex Ryan, for 924 yards. Now, here are the rankings by year. In 25, we had the 10th most penalties accepted. 24, 12th most. 23, 7th most. 2022, 16th most. 2021, 6th most. 2020, 13th most. 2019, 7th most. 2018, 9th most. And then 2017 was our best season in terms of penalties accepted, with the 18th most penalties accepted.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I bet you a lot of those are defensive holdings and offensive holding as well.
Probably.
Yeah. And that speaks to what we're talking about in terms of Sean McDermott's secondary. You know, we talk about I talk about especially how much of his defense was bland because he just didn't trust the guys. And why didn't he trust the guy? Because he saw penalties. He saw guys that didn't measure up, so they got a hold. He saw guys that didn't measure up, so they got, and that speaks to why he said this isn't super, because whether he knew or not that, that it was this bad or that, that the players on his team could do better, he just didn't trust them. So that hampered a lot of when people say Sean McDermott didn't want the offense to do this, that, because he didn't think they could. He didn't think the offense was like a block long enough for Josh Allen to air it out. He didn't think the defensive backs could defend long enough, to allow a sack to get home. So I'm not making an excuse. He's gone. That's my statement. I'm sticking to it. I'm not trying to say he should be back. But what I'm saying is, like you said, how do we go forward with Brady? How do we not make the same mistakes we made before? Brady has to have supreme confidence in the guys that he has in his locker room. That's the first thing for a coach. You have to have supreme confidence. If your coach says, I love the guys, and doesn't answer your question, there's a problem. And that goes forward for anybody. That should be telling for anybody that's a Bills fan that heard that thought about it and said, why didn't he say, yes, we're a Super Bowl roster? Why is the GM saying it? Why is the owner saying it? And the guy that said it's not is gone. Why didn't we do an overhaul like we did when Sean and Beane came the first time? We got rid of Sammy Watkins. You got rid of Nigel Bradham. You got rid of Roby. You got rid of Darius and all these guys. All these guys, it cost you a lot of money. Why didn't they come in and do a sweeping overhaul? Now people are going to say, well, they got to see what they have. Why didn't McDermott and Beane do it the first time? Beane was here.
Exactly.
So that's his MO, but he believes in this roster. So for anybody that believes in this roster or doesn't believe in a roster but loves Beane, or anybody that you got to see this here.
Yeah.
You got to see this here. Beane loves this roster. He doesn't think he thinks we got rid of the cancer. The cancer was McDermott. He's the reason why this roster wasn't good. But to your point with your penalties, they weren't good when they were left on an island. We saw Sam Franklin. We saw not Sam Franklin, Savage. We saw Dane Jackson. Sometimes the GM got to save you from yourself. And as we've already established, Beane and Brady and Pagula already had a secret handshake. So Dane Jackson was not somebody that McDermott said, I got to have. Hell, Beane didn't care about Jamarcus Ingram. He didn't care about that. He didn't need him. But instead, we can put Dane Jackson back there. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm not really afraid of anything else going forward into this training camp, except how much did you really believe that McDermott held your team back?
Yep. I'm really glad you brought that out, because that really makes this next point hit home. Okay. Only one of the last 10 Super Bowl champions has led the league in penalties accepted. And that was back in 2018. The Kansas City Chiefs, who were ranked 26th in defense, had 137 penalties accepted that season and won a Super Bowl. Every other leader in terms of penalties accepted, 2025 was the Cowboys, 2024 was the Texans, 2023 was the Cowboys, 22 was the Bucks, 21 was the Cowboys again. Damn, Cowboys, jeez. 2020 was the Cardinals, 2019 the Bucks, 2018 the Chiefs, and then 2017 the Seattle Seahawks, with the most of any of these teams with 148 accepted penalties. This is kind of a correlation of success in winning Super Bowls, because what that says is usually if you're that bad on defense, you're also getting penalties, right? And even though the Bills have been, top ranked in several of the years that Sean McDermott has been the defensive minded head coach, there's still been very noticeable gaps in coverage or decision making or reads or whatever from the defensive players, right? Now, when you add on to that what you said about, well, if the players are having a hard time on defense, some of it could be because they're not equipped to do what they're being asked to do, which you and I have said a lot. We've tried to make that clear with some of these draft picks over the years and stuff like that. Like, this guy never did this in college, and you're asking him to do that at a much more difficult, level of play. How's he going to hold up? How's his body going to hold up, Terrell Bernard? You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So I think what stands out about this is when you look at this and you see, the aggressiveness, you see how penalized the Bills' defenses have been because they've been out of position, or because they've, been, individually out of position, or because the scheme has certain holes in it that the players cannot cover, for the coordinator or for the scheme. You know what I'm saying? They're going to perpetually be in this uphill battle of trying to do whatever it is they have to do in order to make a play. And oftentimes that ended up as penalties, especially against teams like the Chiefs, where they had the talent on offense to force our defense into either you're going to commit the penalty or you're going to let the offensive player make the play. You choose. Either way, you lose. Right? I don't want to see the Bills defense subject to that, but if you look at the level of aggression and you look at the history of the Bills defense, the one thing that you have to hope above everything else is that every single player that steps on that field on defense is equipped to do what they're asked to do.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're going to have more of the same stuff.
Yeah. And this is what I like about the transition from McDermott to Leonard. We'll say, not even Brady. Leonard said when he went and put the film up and asked questions and he said the players are already talking about what the responsibilities were, what was supposed to happen. That means that they've seen this stuff before. They know the progression. They know what the responsibilities are. And they don't, Leonard's like, I wasn't prepared for that, which makes him better. But the downfall of that is if they make him too good, guess what? See ya. And
exactly.
Now y'all just mint tight guys in. You got 3-4 dudes in it. You got to find somebody that runs the same scheme. And now you got to find somebody that's as good at the scheme as he was.
Yep.
And that's it's the cycle. So we were talking about it with I think it was last show. Albert, maybe he said, "Do you really think that Brady's overseeing the defense too?" I'm like, yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he's making the calls. I'm not saying, but he knows what's going on.
Yep.
Because that's what a head coach does. But yeah, I think that McDermott, he positioned the team to have a mindset to be educated, to learn, to know a lot of stuff at one time. And I worry about it being undone by this fun culture these days. That's my biggest fear. I don't think the players are taking off, but I somebody to ask for it, somebody to ask for people to show their personality, somebody to ask for. I'm not scared, or it doesn't turn me off to see CJ, GJ, or Deion Dawkins, this, that, F word, this word, N word, that. It doesn't bother me, but it's like, how does the Bills fans receive this? That's what scares me. Yeah. I'm not worried about players going out and being a headhunter. Sorry, Laura. Sorry. I understand. I did watch your documentary, just so you know. But I'm not worried about people being different than what we've seen in the last 10 years. But what I'm worried about is, like you say, the fan perception. And what does that do for Pagula? What if they do start talking bad about the team? I don't like the product on the field, even though they're winning. They're not winning the way I want them to. They're not winning the way I see them. And that's weird. That's weird to me because a lot of the big time teams, they don't think like that. They think, I just want to win. I don't care what it looks like, just win and dominate. But we're conditioned, especially with the way the fan base is. People are going to say, I was a fan since, some of you were, but a lot of people were fans since Josh Allen. So they only know Buffalo win one way. They don't know the bickering Bills like we know them. They don't know the scandalous Bills. They don't know that stuff. They just know what we've seen the last 10 years. The last 10 years is the good guys club, the Boy Scouts, the guys that love each other. This and third. And when it changes, I don't want it to put people off because the change might be necessary to progress yourself into the next generation of football where we want to go.
Laura says, Aramis, another stat that was bad and not mentioned about McDermott's defense was missed tackles.
Yeah, Matt Milano's gone. No, I'm joking.
Snap. I don't think that Terrell Bernard has been that much better. What do you think?
Matt Milano was horrible.
Really?
He was bad. That's the thing about him. Terrell Bernard was good until last year.
You think it's because he was playing hurt?
I think last year's a throwaway season for him. They should have shut him down. When he showed his foot and all the cuts and all this stuff, I'm like, what were you doing? You're just hurting yourself and the team, because it was egregious. Hey Nate, I said the word again. He's always talking about the word of the day. I'm like, what is the word of the day? But yeah, wow, we got AOL on here.
AOL.
Yeah, you got the chat look like AOL you just had.
Oh no. Trying to see if we hit the 1K yet.
I'm trying to get that. They holding out on me. They really,
is that what it is?
They want me to clinch up.
They want you to
clinch up, man.
They want you to what?
Clinch up. Hey, yo, you can't do it because your hands are on the thing. Yeah, that's okay.
Do we
two people?
Oh, we need two.
We got 426 people watching. Head over to our Post Podium Podcast channel on YouTube. Just click the subscribe button. That's all I ask. It's my birthday, but it's not.
We're not going to turn this into a subathon.
No. I at first I was going to. I felt good about it, but now I'm getting worried.
You just got a tracker rolling across the bottom.
I'm getting worried. I'm gonna start saying I'm a little teapot like Irv Weinstein. But no, Bernard. Yeah, Adam Scott. See, that's the thing. Bernard is good, and he's the kind of guy that if he's healthy, he actually could take over the game. He could because he can cover and he can blitz and he can do a lot of things we haven't seen yet.
Can I say something that I don't want to be taken the wrong way?
Why would you say it? No, Jody. Go ahead.
Well, because that's kind of
it's your show, damn it.
Yeah, it's the show we're doing. That's what it is. I think I would absolutely love to see Terrell Bernard drop 10 pounds and play safety.
Okay, McDermott, you want everybody to play safety. Everybody.
He was a safety in college. Like to me, I like when I think about his ability to read offenses and to see the gaps and set up the quarterback and make, plays, just like big time plays.
Does he really have to drop weight though? I mean, Cam Chancellor's like 230.
Yeah, but you drop the weight to gain speed.
He's gonna play in a box though, don't you think?
No, they teams don't do that anymore. Like safeties are interchangeable now.
Well, I mean, he's gonna play like that Cole Bishop role if you put him at safety. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Well, when I say interchangeable, I mean both safeties have to be able to do both jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Terrell Bernard, having played linebacker in the NFL for as long as he has now, and having played safety in college for as long as he did, I think he could handle both. If he dropped 10 pounds and now mind you, if he dropped 10 pounds, he'd be Kilgore size, right? Kilgore's 210. So if he dropped 10 pounds, I think it might have to be more like 13 or 14 pounds, because I think he's like 233 or 234 or something like that. But if he dropped 10 pounds and moved to safety, he's got a little bit more speed now with all of the experience that he has in the NFL. And his body is going to last a little bit longer because he's not carrying more load than his frame was designed to hold at, in NFL games. I mean, look, I said this early. I said this early on in the history of the podcast. The reason for injuries is not just a player playing reckless sometimes. Sometimes it's the body's way of telling you, yo, you're putting too much on me. And if you asked me to come into the NFL, gain 10 pounds, and then play a much more physical position than I've ever played in my entire football career, what do you expect to happen? If we want to get our money's worth for this guy, let's back him up a little bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that definitely changes the conversation on what you did with Kilgore. He would almost have to become your nickel guy at that point, but that gives you now two elite playmaking safeties who can read the game the right way. I would be willing to try it. I don't think the Bills would ever do it. I do think it's like, I'm out in la la land now with this idea, but I think it would be a very good idea.
I'm just looking to see where Bernard played, what his weight was in college.
Okay. I love the name Buffalo Truther. Love the name, by the way, since I'm very concerned about Keon. I do want to get to him in a second. Go ahead.
We got a couple things we got to get to, but no, Terrell Bernard, he was 224 in college. He's 225 now. So yeah, I mean,
he's playing safety at 220.
No, he was outside linebacker
in college.
Mm-hmm. He was like that. He was like that star role. What they have now. He was kind of that blitzing, big safety kind of hybrid guy.
Oh, okay.
So he was never a full-time safety. He was just playing that kind of coverage hybrid everything guy. Billy D sent me at 5'8", 230. Man, you a fullback, dude. That's a fullback. He had the Sam Gash neck roll and everything, didn't you, Billy D? Tell the truth.
Yeah. Adam says Bernard is probably going to be at will this year, so I'm hoping he's more of that hawk nickel ace position. He can make plays and he's a good blitzer.
That's 100% what he's going to do. 100%. I'm telling you, if Bernard is healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Pro Bowler. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And I'm not talking like a second or third.
Stoked for this defense.
I love this defense. I love this.
I switched everything you think is going to be.
I switched UB's defense on the game to a mint tight just because.
God. You know how impossible it is to switch to a mint defense on Madden?
That's why I don't have it. No,
it's a nightmare, bro. Like literally, like okay, so you when I say edge position, what do you think?
Edge, I'm thinking like a Von Miller kind of player.
Okay, wrong.
Yeah.
Like I drafted an edge just last night that's 6'6", 310 pounds, bro.
Hell no. How did that work?
Do you know they put your boy they put your boy Beane as a weak side linebacker?
Yeah, no, that's
he's like just right off the bat, weak side linebacker. He's not an edge. He's a weak side linebacker.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I said, how you justify like how? It doesn't even make sense in a base 3-4. None of this makes sense.
You put a 330 pounder.
It's 6'6", 310, and he's an edge.
Is he fast?
Huh?
Is he real fast?
No, he's a defensive tackle. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
How about if he was a mutant and he was fast? Okay, I get it.
No, I did draft a 6'9" receiver.
How? Who makes a 6'9" receiver? My guy. Yes. Name was Sunflower though. No.
I might change his name to Sunflower.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, Junior.
All right. Okay.
So
yeah,
go. Well, before you do that,
yeah, go ahead.
Is this going to tie into our topic?
No, because I'm getting ready to talk about Keon Coleman. Okay. I know you got to get out of here.
No, it's not that. I just really want to get to the topic. I don't want to like not have it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Are you enjoying the show? Give me a hell yeah and 2 subscribers.
We're talking about what the fans want to talk about. Okay. Buffalo Truther says, I'm very concerned about Keon Coleman. I was thinking about this today, and I almost got really, really upset. And I think I'm changing my position on Keon Coleman now to this. And I want your thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. I think I've reached the point now where I'm ready to say, just trade him. Just trade him. Instead of going through these roller coaster ups and downs of his performance in training camp every single season, and he's still 4th on the depth chart of wide receivers right now, and there's no clear path for him to beat Josh Palmer for a starting position. None of the coaches have said that that's an open competition. Nothing about the depth chart has moved at all since OTAs, training camp, none of that. So you got 2 things that serve as hope for Keon Coleman. The fact that he's still on the team and what the head coach said 3 months ago about the player. He should be happy I'm his head coach. What does that even mean when the guy is still where he's been at for the last 2 years?
It means nothing to me.
But my point is this, though. Mm-hmm. And you're right. But my point is this, though. If we're not going to use him, let somebody else do it. Because what this is starting to look like is basically the same thing I thought about Kaiir Elam, which is Brandon Beane does not want another Wyatt Teller situation to happen. He got so much flack for letting Wyatt Teller go because he didn't fit the scheme. And when he went to the Browns and people saw a 5th round pick turn into a Pro Bowler perennially, they got pissed at who? Beane. And Beane has always been in the business of protecting his backside to make sure he does not look bad. That's why WGR is no longer connected with the Bills. Okay? So when you look at what they're doing with Keon Coleman now, of course they're not going to let him go and shine somewhere else in year 3 of his career when wide receivers usually boom, even though they're not really giving him an opportunity at camp to do what he's got to do, to prove whether or not he can do it. He's not getting the reps, right? So if that's the case and that's what you're going to do with the guy, then let him go. You're obviously not going to use him. But the longer you continue to hold him on this team and say, well, he's got to take care, he's got to take advantage of his opportunities. So does Skylar Bell. When is he going to get on the field?
Never.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think the first and foremost, that it pisses me off. People are really pissing me off talking about off-field antics. What off-field antics? They're like Laura just said, I feel like the fan base is freaking out about Keon. Nobody has any proof of anything but missing meetings. The guy's 22 years old.
Right.
At 22 years old, what were you doing? Were you going to church every Sunday? What about Wednesday? Were you going to confessional? Were you going to Saturday mass? Every week? What were you doing? You weren't doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You're probably somewhere slumped over drinking the wrong thing. Like, I know I was. I came out fine. But the thing is, sometimes it takes people longer than others. He wasn't out crashing cars. He wasn't out freaking racing. He's not being busted for a DV. He's not, SA, stuff like that. That's not him. He missed a meeting. Who are we to say, oh, wow, this guy, he's a liability. He's a cancer. Why? Because he danced on the field. What you want him to do? So what would happen if we just sat over on the bench while everybody's warming up, just sitting there?
Oh, he's immature. That's a terrible way to approach being criticized. Yeah, exactly.
I've been suspended from a team before, and I took the other road. I said, F you. I'm not coming, and got suspended again.
Yep.
He was front and center with the people, drawing attention. Why isn't Keon dressed? You think Keon didn't know, hey, if I'm out here dancing and stuff and I'm not fitting in, maybe people would notice something's wrong. But instead, I'm standing with my team. I'm still with my people. But that's why, that's what I'm thinking about when I say I'm scared that the fans are going to turn on the Bills because the Bills aren't the Bills they knew 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. Because Keon Coleman can't be 21 years old. So what happens when you bring in Malik Neighbors or BTJ? Remember when they had that little that back and forth on Facebook where they were projecting BTJ to go to Buffalo and they started laughing at him? I don't know if you remember that, but it was Neighbors. It was what's the Washington quarterback?
Jaden
Daniels. Him and BTJ, and they were making fun of him like, you're going to Buffalo. He was like, but what happens? Those are good players. Those are great players already.
Yep.
But that's what comes with the territory. So Keon Coleman dancing, he missed meetings. Who else has missed a meeting? They don't tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they tell you that? Because everybody has this lofty expression on Keon Coleman when you watch Post Podium Podcast. I told you before they drafted him, this is not going to work.
Yep.
I told you guys, he's not a second round running or wide receiver. Why do I pump him up now? Because he's ours. He's on this team. And he hasn't done anything as egregious as people make it seem. People listen to people and they say, oh, well, because they said it must be true. Sal Capaccio has said that Max Harrison might be the best looking cornerback in training camp. But then other guys are saying he's one of the worst.
Right.
So it's have your own perception and be unwavering, but don't tell me about missing meetings. Because I can tell you about a lot of people that miss meetings. I can tell you about a lot of people that have stuff covered up.
Couple comments here. Steve Noble, what's going on, man? Says there is zero excuse for Keon's immaturity, but when you trade Diggs away and he was supposed to be the answer for Diggs, when he was supposed to be the answer for Diggs was unfair to Keon as well. You are right. They should trade him. Walter comes on to say, trading Keon now does nothing to help us this season. Trade him after the season. Rather have him as depth than not at all. Keon can actually find the end zone. When was the last time Palmer had?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I was going to say that too. I'm going to rush this because I really do want to get to your GM thing. You know how I like about GMs. J-Ham said Dan Fest going to say about being a pro football player like life doesn't exist. Exactly. It's not Madden. But anyway, no. The thing about Keon to me is you have to figure out how to use him. You got to figure out what he's good at.
Yeah.
And like they said, people, I think talking Buffalo said, he's lined up in the slot. Wow. Who said that? Who said he should be in the slot? And they finally decided to try it every once in a while because he's a better blocker. Okay, whatever. But he can catch too. You know, everybody, he drops everything. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have that many drops.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just like, it's this narrative, this rhetoric that makes no sense. People just take it and run with it. It's like Shazam. Did it exist? Did it not exist? Nobody knows. Sinbad even said it happened. But people are like, no, it didn't happen. I can tell you it didn't happen. Sinbad, like, I was in it. I own it. It didn't happen. Okay, fine, whatever. So I'm not going to go back and forth about that thing, but it's just like, let them go through preseason where it actually matters. In preseason, training camp don't matter. Training camp is for you. It's for me. It's for you to say, wow, football's back. It's for them to sell merchandise. You see all across the board. Joe Burrow was missing passes left and right. You think they're freaking out over there? No. Ruben Bain was getting clamped up the first day of training camp. Second day, he was regulating shop.
Yep.
It doesn't matter yet. Let preseason take place, then we'll pass judgment. That's when you can trade Keon of need because you either having a high stock rate or a low stock rate. You can't get the most out of Keon now after immaturity, being benched. You got to let him show something on the field that builds some kind of stock, and then you evaluate whether he fits in your team or not.
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of at this place of, it's clear to me they're not gonna value him enough to put him on the field enough for him to, give himself enough value to be moved for anything great. So just do it now and give him an opportunity to get into an offense early enough to be able to do that for somebody else. The other thing about the Keon trade too that I think works in the Bills' benefit is now you can get Skylar Bell in a little bit earlier. He's not sitting behind Keon Coleman, who has all these expectations that are severely overshadowing Skylar Bell's opportunities to get in a game and show you what he can do, being a 4th round pick and being somebody that everybody thinks can do something in this offense, right? And the other part of this too is you got McCole Hardman on the team. So if you do decide to let Keon go, you still got Bell, you still got Hardman. Shavers will be back later on in the season, and you'll have him ready for the playoffs. You can keep White Steve on the team, who you know what I mean? Like at that point, you're talking about a 4th or 5th receiver. Like really, realistically, are we really going to get that deep into the wide receiver depth chart? We shouldn't need to, right? So obviously, this team does not want itself to be in a position to have to count on Keon that much, which is why he's not penciled in as the starter. They just don't want that. Now, if he happens to show out so much in training camp that it is undeniable that he should do it, well, then at that point, it's easy for the team because now they have to follow public opinion. All right, he's shown he can do it. Everybody's talking about it. We got to give him a shot. Right. You know what I'm saying? But so far he's not doing that. So let's get him out of the way for the other younger guys on the team to be able to come in and get some burn. To me, that's the added value of making this move this early in the season.
Yeah, no, I get it. And this is where I'm going to stop this here. Yeah. Okay, Steve Noble, you said Bass, Palmer, and Keon all carry an enigma with a lot of fans and can never satisfy those people no matter what they do. Bass can make 34 to 35 field goals this year, and the one he misses will be remembered. Exactly. To Keon's point, to your trade point, for your reason, trade him. But it's for the people to say he's doing nothing in training camp because he's dropping everything. No. You got to get rid of him. Yeah. No. Yeah. To your point, trade him before while the price is higher. You can get something for him. I get it. He's not going to play. Fine. But when people say, well, he's not learned nothing, he's immature, he can't catch, he can't run around, he can't do that. No.
You don't even know that that's right.
Right. Because training camp told you.
Yeah.
But we let's go.
All right. So I have 10 different viewpoints with which all of us should be looking at these players with, and this is more so for your scouting. This is more so for, free agent considerations. When you're looking at these players, these are the 10 things that not just Brandon Beane, but every GM, every coach, this is what they look at. This is the lens they look at these players through. And what I want everybody to do is, after I go through this list, I want everybody that's in the chat right now, everybody that's watching us and willing to put themselves out there and be honest with us. How many of these criteria have you been watching players through? And then we'll see what the answers are from there. All right. Number 1 on this list is consistency. Consistency. One spectacular catch doesn't earn a roster spot. Can the player make the same play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, next week? Okay. NFL teams value consistency far more than highlights. All right. If receiver A makes 5 incredible catches but drops 4 routine ones, that's a problem. If receiver B catches everything but never makes SportsCenter, many teams will prefer receiver B. I think JSN is a big part, is a prime example of this guy catches everything. He may not be the fastest, he may not be the biggest, but look at what the right system and the right scheme puts him in a position to do at the NFL level. Same thing to be said for
Khalil Shakir.
I was just going to say Khalil Shakir is another prime example of that on the Buffalo Bills. All right. Number 2 on this list, assignment discipline. All right. Fans watch football. Coaches watch everyone else. They're asking, did the receiver run the correct route? Was the correct protection called? Did the linebacker fit the correct gap? Did the safety rotate correctly? A player can look invisible to fans while earning praise from coaches because he did his job perfectly. I think that's kind of something that takes a little bit of time of doing film review. Not every fan is going to be able to just, naked eye do that, right? You gotta practice watching tape, understanding what the play is, what it's designed to do. if you understand what a flood concept is, you know that receiver running the streak is designed to take the safety away so that the middle of the field is open for that deep dig. And then you got yourself a good 20-yard play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or if the safety decides to bite, now you got a 40-yard play on the streak. You know what I'm saying? So like understanding a lot more of the X's and O's type of stuff prepares you for the understanding of assignment discipline. Okay. But put that on your list if it already wasn't, as something that you need to be looking for when it comes to free agency, pickups or trades and stuff like that, to give you an idea of who the Bills might consider the most of all the available options. All right. Number 3 is mental processing speed. This is something that Sean McDermott was very big on because of the difficulty of his scheme. All of the different nuance, all of the different responsibilities that each player had in that defense, that was very big on their list, almost over measurables.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the number one reason why they didn't prioritize speed or size or strength or anything like that. They looked at Greg Rousseau as he's capable of operating in this scheme because he's intelligent enough to do it. He can handle the calls. Oh, but he can also rush the passer. you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, oh yeah, but he's a pass rusher. Oh, right.
He's a coach. Oh, he can play too? Okay, cool.
Right. So number 3 is mental processing speed. Can the player process information quickly? All right. Examples are motion recognition, defensive adjustments, audible communication, recognizing blitzes, route conversions, right? This is one reason veteran players often beat younger, more athletic players. That used to happen a lot. I don't think it happens as much anymore because of the nuance of scheme design and what a lot of these younger coaches are doing for these players that don't come into the NFL with all of that experience. They try to make things as streamlined as possible for players, which is a lot of what Jim Leonhard is doing for the defense, which should lead to more big plays and more efficacy on defense for us. Number 4 on this list, competitive toughness. How does a player respond after getting beat, dropping a pass, committing a penalty, making a mistake? The NFL is full of talented players. Mental resilience often separates the ones who stay in the league. All right. Number 5, situational football. At this point, I don't feel like I'm telling anybody anything they don't already know. Okay. Situational football. This is huge. Can the player execute in 3rd and 1, 3rd and 10, red zone, backed up near the goal line, 2-minute drill, 4-minute offense, end of game situations? How do they execute in high leverage situations? Now, this is another thing that we've heard Brandon Beane talk about a lot: position flexibility. On our defense, that is also a big deal again this year. Position flexibility. We don't care how great you are at one position. Can you play 3? If you can play 3 different positions, it's
play
better.
D tackle and safety. We need that.
He said D tackle and safety.
Yeah, we need that.
Who was that? TJ Sanders?
I hope.
Robber. All of a sudden, TJ backs up 30 yards down the field.
Like, where'd he go?
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. Brandon Beane loves versatility very much. Very, very much. All right. Number 7 is communication. How do they communicate? Are they making calls? Are they lining teammates up? Are they recognizing formations? Are they fixing mistakes before the snap? Communication mistakes often lead to explosive plays. To me, that's more of like a coaching thing. I'm not sure if many general managers hone in on that. That might be like a scouting thing that they put into the books for coaches. But general managers, not so much on the communication, but it's still number 7 on the list. Okay. Number 8 is huge. Effort without the ball.
I hate that one. I think about Hard Knocks last year when they had Joe Brady. Oh, he is our head coach now. Remember when they had him watching film
Yeah.
And I forget who the guy was. He didn't make the team. The play was over. He's like, look at that guy. See how he's hustling to the ball?
I don't like that.
I'm like, what the hell is this? Why are we looking at film of a dude after the play is over? He helped him up. And don't care. He's not going to make the team.
It matters, Keyshawn.
If this guy makes the team because of this, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, my God. Read that. What's the name of 8 again?
Effort without the ball.
That better be effort without the ball while the play is going on.
Fans rarely notice this. They're watching hustle, blocking, pursuit, finishing plays, running to the football. Culture is built here.
All those were the ones acceptable. Everything else is not.
All right, that's valid.
Because everything else is helping somebody up off the ground. Getting water. Looking at the tablet with his comrade.
All right, the last 2 you should be able to guess now. These should roll right off.
Nope, don't like it. No, go ahead.
Number 9, coachability. It's kind of self-explanatory. It felt kind of silly putting it on the list, but nevertheless, how quickly does the player improve? A coach might tell a player, fix your hand placement. The next practice, they're looking to see, did he actually fix it? Mm-hmm. Or did he repeat the same mistake? Mm-hmm. Coachability is important. Yes. Good. Okay. Number 10. Say it with me, people.
I'm scared.
What's your best ability?
No.
Availability. Yes, Keyshawn, cheer for availability. Clap your hands. Put them together now.
No. All this talk about how we got to watch how they prepare their bodies and treat their bodies. That's it. That's where it stops.
This is how it's done.
I know. Now I don't want to applaud for this part. Just like clapping for your kid who's already walked like 7 times. Oh, he's walked. Oh, wow, this is great. Yeah, you're supposed to be doing it already. You're 12 years old. He just started walking. Great.
This is one of Brandon Beane's favorite sayings. We've heard him say it a ton. And mind you, like all of this stuff is literally straight from press conferences of him talking about his process or all. Like that's how I compiled this list.
You're
okay,
trying to make me hate him. His process, huh?
It wasn't just Sean McDermott saying this. The best ability is availability. Can the player stay healthy, practice consistently, recover well, handle the workload? That would not seem to be Terrell Bernard.
No,
it would not. The most talented player can't help if he's never on the field. Right, Milano? So, tell us now in the chat, how many of these were on your list of things that you're looking for when it comes to available players? Or are you one of those general managers that focuses more on physical ability, production? Because really, production was not in any of these criterias, these 10 criterias here. Like in all seriousness, I kid you not, when I went through this list and I looked at it and I didn't see production, that really bothered me. But at the same time, I wouldn't be lying, because nowhere in anything Brandon Beane or Sean McDermott had said ever talked about a player's production in college, right? It was the character guy. He's a leader. He's this, like all these different ways that this player fits the culture, but not necessarily what they've accomplished in college. And what's significant about that, and the other point that I wanted to make about this list is it seemed as though the criteria for players, maybe before this year, but mostly before this year, was more about the person that they wanted in the locker room as opposed to the player they wanted on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The field was a plus.
Exactly. If you could go out and perform well on the field, that's icing on the cake. Mm-hmm. That's a result of all of your hard work in the classroom, or all of your hard work in the, all of your non-tangibles in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? And I just I've never seen a locker room built like that wins Super Bowls. And again, I said this on Monday. I want the Bills to be the discord. I want the Bills to be the outlier. I want the Bills to be that team that won despite all these things that say the Bills should not have won a Super Bowl. Go out and do it, because that would be the most Buffalo thing ever, to just be defiant of everything that we're thought to be and win a Super Bowl. That's Josh Allen's MVP in 2024. Nobody thought he was supposed to win that, but he did, right? Let's win a Super Bowl that way. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
but again, the way that I like to operate is the way that most people in business like to operate, which is you follow the trends that have shown to work consistently. And then what you do is you don't just follow those trends that have worked consistently. You use what you've learned about those trends and the use of those trends to then build upon and make those trends better. Right? That's what Kyle Shanahan did with Mike Shanahan's system. That's what Sean McVay has done. That's what Andy Reid has done with Bill Walsh's not Bill Walsh's system. Who was the guy before him that was air raid?
We're in San Francisco?
No, before Andy Reid. Mike Martz.
Okay.
Right? So like that's the type of growth that I'm trying to see from coaches and players, coaches and general managers, is you see what works, and you may not have to do exactly that, but use elements of it that you know are consistent enough to make you successful, and then add your own flair to it, like we do with this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talk Buffalo Bills podcast, we bring up Buffalo Bills podcast. We talk Buffalo Bills football, we bring up stats, but this ain't like any other show.
No.
Like, you know, like I've never seen a show like this, right? And it's not even like we set out to be different. This is how we are.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I would like to see from the Bills. I want to see that type of ingenuity from the Bills. That's what sets people apart at the NFL level. That's what's been shown to set people apart consistently at the NFL level. I'm tired of watching other teams get coaches and be like, man, that guy's a genius. That guy's this, that guy's that. Like, how do we keep missing it?
Yeah.
Some of it has to be the lens through which we're running all of our decision making through.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you said about consistency at NFL level, but I can tell you about consistency at the tech level.
Okay, let's do it.
Benchmark for consistency with technology would be right there. High mic, high tech. Peeps. Stop letting old technology become furniture. The computer collecting dust, the TV holding up another TV, that console begging for one last adventure. High mic, high tech is a fix-it wizard, consistent fix-it wizard that you've been waiting for. Hit the link and let him know that we sent you to him. But he'll know if you tell him that McDermott is not that great after all.
All right. That means I got 90 seconds to get us out of here. Let's go.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That means I got 90 seconds to tell you about Reed's Tea.
Why did you pause?
Because I had to wait for it to happen. You messing up my... Oh, I almost cursed. That's later. Reed's Tea.
Messing up my shiznit.
This is one part refreshing, one part delicious, 2 parts healthy. That's what you can expect when there's only 4 ingredients. People that had Reed's Tea can tell you. I don't tell you anymore. It's good stuff. I don't tell you because I don't drink tea. I do drink Reed's on occasion. But people that do order Reed's, go back and get Reed's again. Why? Because it's the best stuff on the market. Where do you get it? If you're in the Buffalo area, Delta Sonic. Where else?
Online. Listen, the link for all of that stuff, the High Mic, High Tech, the Reed's Tea link, that's all in the description of our video. It should be everywhere, but if not, come to our YouTube channel. It's in the description of this video and pretty much every video.
I just asked you about the Reed's, buddy. The Reed's.
Well,
you won't be disappointed in Reed's Tea. Get yourself some. Get yourself a case. Don't worry about the individual. I told them take that off your show because that's an injustice. It's just not worth their time. It's good. It's tried and true. This is a consistent standard of beverages. Aha! Let them know Post Podium Podcast sent you because we love it. We love you, and they love us as well.
You see what I mean? That was all off the top of the dome. All off the top of the dome. There weren't no words in front of him. It was just popped into his head. Bomb. All right. I got 90 seconds to get us out of here because you got 2 minutes before you got to bounce to work. Here we go.
Wait, remind me.
All right. I don't know who's keeping track of this, but I'm about to start the 90 seconds right now. All right. If you have not done so already, hit a like, hit a heart, hit a subscribe, hit a button.
Hit a subscribe on our channel. We need 2. Right here, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Whatever platform you are on, if you're watching us on Facebook, on Twitch, on whatever, just whatever you can do to like whatever button there is, smash it. Just, like completely break it. Just smash it right now. All right. We appreciate everybody that stuck with us this entire show and everybody that was with us here in the chat. Thank you to our brand new family members. I think we had 3 of them in this show. Join the Post Podium Podcast chat family. If you would like to come into the Inner Circle family and join our membership, that's on our YouTube channel. You just click that join button there. You get a month free. It's $1.99 a month, and you get access to Discord chat and a bunch of other great stuff that we have in our membership program there. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back with everybody live on Monday, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Probably going to be just strictly a 2-hour show that day. Okay, great. So make sure you tune into that. We will see everybody on Monday. Y'all have a great night.
Give me 2 more. I'm going to cry.
All right, y'all have a great night. Peace.